everybody. Welcome to the MLO Bros. We have a guest in studio today. Luke and I are sitting on the same side, which feels a little strange.
It's a little tight. We're like an offensive line.
Right. But thank you all for being here. We appreciate you. Youngstown's Talk Channel. The objective of this show is, we believe, Youngstown Radio is coming to an end, and we're trying to replace Youngstown Radio with an option for you at home, so you can turn us on at 9 a.m. and we'll carry you all the way through 5 p.m. when you go home after work. So Luke and I are the MLO Bros. We are live in downtown Youngstown in Youngstown Studio. You can see our information down below, down right there. You can call in 330-595-1600. Phone lines are open, and you can talk to our guest. Our guest is a Boardman Township administrator.
That's right. You nailed it.
And Jason Lorre.
That's the French pronunciation. Yeah,
Lorre. What is it French? What, Lorre?
It's French.
Is it really?
French Canadian, yep.
French Canadian. Best fishing up there ever, by the way. It's my favorite place to go fishing. So I got to tell you, this is funny.
Mm-hmm.
Jason reached out to me.
When?
About a week or two ago,
okay,
to come on the show, and I was like, "Seriously, dude?
What did you?
Seriously,
Jason, when did you hear about us? What did you hear about us?
I was like, seriously?
So
tell us the good, the bad.
One of the things
ugly.
that we try to do is, if there's a way to talk to people in a different medium to get out the message.
Yeah,
because we do traditional stuff at the township. We'll put out mailers.
Right? Yeah,
but some people just
toss
great, it's tossed. We don't have many opportunities outside of that.
Yeah,
we don't on Facebook just do a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
we really don't.
Yeah, you don't have like a township page or anything, right? Because I was looking.
We don't do a lot.
It's a lot, isn't it? A lot.
You have to bring somebody in almost full time to do it.
Yeah,
and it's a lot.
Oh, it's a ton. Yep.
And then everything that you would post for us is a public record.
Right.
So you got to keep it all forever.
Right.
Unless you have records policy that helps you get rid of it. It's a lot to do.
Right.
BJ, do you want me to tell him, speak a little closer to the mic? Okay. Yeah, just like not too far from it. But
I can't get any closer.
You're fine.
Sorry, we're good.
All right, am I better?
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
But so it's a different way to reach out to people.
Right.
And for my job, I'm not elected, so I'm appointed.
Okay.
So there's 3 elected trustees and then 1 fiscal officer. All townships are set up that way.
Okay.
But not all townships are as big. Most townships, 1,000 people.
Boardman's huge. I mean, it's like Poland Township is like 10,000 people. What's Boardman?
40,213.
Wow.
That's the census data.
Wow.
And we're the 12th largest in the state. We're larger than most cities.
Yeah. Wait, you're the 12th largest township
in the state of Ohio.
There you go.
That's interesting for you.
That's interesting. So being able to do this. Thank you.
No, you reached out. No, absolutely.
For us, it's for the trustees, just trying to get message out, answer questions, because a lot of the times, and this is, I'm sure you see it, there'll be Facebook posts.
Oh, it's brutal.
I'm not on all the time, and there'll be tons of questions.
Right.
Well, no one ever calls.
Yeah.
They don't come in. We have meetings twice a month. Very rarely you get a big crowd.
The only time you get a big crowd is somebody's pissed off.
When something's really bad.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So like when the flooding hit, right? We had tons of flooding.
Yep.
The place was packed.
Yeah.
We had to do layoffs once. I'll never forget that. The room was packed.
Right.
But most of the time, very light meeting.
Yeah.
And it's hard because there's, everybody's working. Everybody's got kids or job or retired. So you can't maybe come to both meetings which have a month. So it's hard to get out. So when you have an opportunity to talk to folks,
it's awesome.
Take calls.
Yeah.
My cell phone number is on the website.
You put your cell phone number on the web.
Good for you.
I even give it to people today.
Yeah.
If they want it.
Yeah.
It's 330.
Here we go.
501-5776.
Yeah.
It's honestly the best way to handle business. We
just
tell people,
call me.
Yeah.
Just call me. And people don't. And then what'll happen is you'll get on and I'll hear from my wife or something. A bunch of people complaining on Facebook. I haven't heard any complaints.
Right.
And I can't conduct. My job shouldn't be on Facebook all the time.
Right.
Or anything.
Right.
Answering. I have 160 employees.
Yeah.
6 collective bargaining agreements. We run a gas pump suite. I mean, we're a full service.
Yeah.
Right.
So like the day-to-day stuff, you're busy.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. Like what we figured out, like we're controversial sometimes, obviously, and we get all the we get trolls, we get everything else. I've said this 1,000 times. We just blast our phone. Like my cell phone. Yeah, my cell phone number is out there.
We're realtors and loan officers, so our phone number's already out
It's
there.
out there.
So
Call
I
us.
was like, if our phone number's already out there, just
Call us.
we understand that Facebook is used as a tool for certain people to just vent and
Troll
and control
yeah.
and say whatever you want. But when it comes down to handling business, like if you really want to settle an issue with us, if you call us, well, we're not going to disrespect you. We're not going to be rude to you. We'll communicate with you and handle whatever your issue is.
We've been doing that
and people, like you said, they won't call though.
At first, we were real timid about our phone number. And then we're, well, wait. And now that we do that, like somebody will start like, you guys are a-holes. You guys are blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, cool. Here's my phone number. Call. Never get a phone call.
Nope.
Yeah.
Never. It's unbelievable.
And people are shocked when I pick up. I had a guy call me the other day and he's like, I thought I was going to get your voicemail. I said, I'm here. I'm working. Why would I put it off? If I can get the call, I'm taking the call.
Yeah, I love it. That's fantastic.
Good for you, man.
Quick question. This is very important. Do you know Bernie Kosar?
I do not know Bernie Kosar personally.
He's from
I
Boardman,
do not
right?
know him personally.
Did you know Bernie Kosar's from Boardman?
I did not know.
He played a football at Boardman.
You know what? I saw him at the Hall of Fame induction of Uncle Mark. He was there.
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah, so totally. That makes sense.
Go to the high school's pictures up. It's got the Hall of Fame for Boardmanites.
Yeah. We were actually in Boardman earlier this year. Was it last year? Earlier this year, when we talked at the Boardman, the middle school.
Oh yeah, that was
we talked at the middle school about
Career
podcasting,
day.
career day.
Yes.
They brought us in, and I'm like, "What would you like?" They call us, and we're like, "You want to talk about being loan officers? You want us to talk about being realtors?" And they're like, "Oh no, you guys are talking about podcasting." I was like, "Awesome, awesome!" So
All
it was
kids.
fun. We had a
blast. Ton of fun. Yeah.
Look, here you go. Stephanie, hey Jason, thanks for always answering my mosquito 911 calls. That's from Stephanie. You know what she's talking about?
Yeah, we've had some issues where we had some neighbors with didn't want to take care of their property.
And mosquitoes and
water in it. It wasn't level. The guy was kind of being a jerk.
Oh, so sitting water,
standing water. So I threw some pellets in.
And killed them all.
And then we helped kind of navigate this guy being a jerk with his property. Sometimes it happens.
There you go.
They walk away. They leave it. And
that happens everywhere. I mean, it's not. Yeah. So while we're talking about standing water, let's talk about rushing water.
Yeah.
There was a clip I shared on Facebook. It got like 100,000 views of water.
The Huntington Woods.
Did you see that video, dude? It was like almost
rushing water
scary.
from where to where.
It was like two flows of water. It was like a flood when we got like a ton of rain.
Yeah.
And you can probably find it on our Facebook page. The water comes from one direction and another and hits in the middle, and like it looked like an ocean.
Was it on a street, a river?
It was in a park. Was that a parking lot?
So it was off of Tippy, and it was going towards Huntington Woods. The water comes from Cantfield underneath the road, which is a county road.
Stinking Cantfield.
And
it's the worst.
What happened was it's called Indian Run, right?
Yeah.
And it's a watershed, and all that water goes right into Huntington Woods and to Boardman, then eventually to Mill Creek Park.
Okay.
So what had happened under the road, there's a culvert pipe.
Okay.
And it had been clogged. So the water couldn't go through its normal course.
So it
went up over the road, and it was so much water, elevation change, went through that condo over like a retaining wall, destroyed the wall. I mean, the wall is in terrible shape.
Right.
So now what we're doing, because the water does come into Boardman, there's a fun district. It's called the ABC Water and Stormwater
We've
District.
talked about that before.
So that's an overlay.
Okay.
So it can actually go outside of the normal border of Boardman.
Okay.
And we're going to put a little maintenance easement over there. So even though it's not Boardman Township infrastructure, it comes into our infrastructure. And if that gets clogged and no one's checking on it,
was it a Canfield pipe or was it your pipe?
It was a county line.
It was of course.
So
good job,
county
Gino.
Road.
Good job, Gino.
And then it comes right and gets clogged. So the county went and scraped it, but that whole area needs to be watched more so we don't have that problem again.
So kind of explain to the average person watching that doesn't understand that when you as a leader in Boardman have to communicate, like what are the steps you have to take to communicate in a situation like that where it's not on your land, it might be on Canfield or it's a county, like what's the process? I'm sure it's a pain in the butt, right?
It is. So typically the road department would reach out to the county engineer's office and say, hey, we got a clog. The county engineer will then send a crew out but the water eventually comes from a private property owner down the stream. So that's another layer you got to go look at.
Wow.
So the stormwater district allows for us to do things that we normally wouldn't be able to do as a township, because I can't work outside of a road right of way. I can't go on a private property. I can't really do anything as a township. The district is set up to do stuff like that. Right?
Like it's a way to work together.
It's a way to work together, but it's also a way to do the things you couldn't normally do as a little township, because the townships aren't necessarily meant to be cities, right? Cities are completely different. Villages are completely different. Townships were mainly to maintain the road.
Right.
But then when the township gets so big, we have other services. So they put on levies for police, for fire, then maybe roads have additional. But outside of that, that's pretty much all we can do. So when it comes to flooding projects or dealing with some of the major infrastructure, you
don't actually have the right, or not even the right, the ordinance, the laws, the power to actually fix that stuff because you're a township. You're almost debilitated because you're a township.
Yeah, it's really, it hamstrings you.
So
you're responsible for anything that's in the revised code as a township.
Right.
So if it's not in there, you can't do it.
Yeah.
So you can become a limited home rule township, which is what we are. You got to be a big one.
Okay.
To do that. But all of the things that you would pass there are just civil fines. So you can take someone civilly because they didn't maintain their detention pond. That doesn't fix the pond. The pond's still busted. I can't go on and fix it.
Right.
The district can. So the district's a mechanism to kind of go to those areas or go to a neighborhood and say, this whole area, this whole section is just terrible shape.
Okay.
What do? You can go in there and work on private property, cut easement deals, buy private property, and then do bigger fixes.
And who's in the ABC? You might have said it. Who's in the ABC?
Yeah, it's Austintown, Boardman, and Canfield.
Okay.
Now, Austintown doesn't actually collect a fee and do any work.
We talked to Santos about that. Remember? Yeah, I remember that. We had Santos on.
Canfield's doing it, and we're doing it. And
what, Poland too good for it?
Poland has talked to us. Poland Township, and I've been to Poland Village.
Yeah. You don't want Poland
Both
Village in there.
Both times I've gone to talk to them.
How'd that go?
Did not go at all. So they didn't go any further.
Who's surprised? Not me.
So they're like,
wow.
So I've talked to them before. Now, Poland Township reached out recently to kind of explore the idea.
Yeah.
And, the idea is, and it really should be done as a county-wide level. If you're down in like southern central Ohio, they use this wonderful thing called ditch petition. And all the farmers and people down there, they know it and they love it, because what it does is, if there's a stream that's really bad, what they do is anybody that's impacted on that stream, they get a little fee, and then the county comes in there and fixes it.
They can charge those fees without voting on it, though, right?
It's a
that's what we didn't like. That's what we didn't like with the Austintown thing, is they could just fire it out there.
Yeah,
like the ABC district can collect money with no vote.
Yeah, it's no vote. It's considered a public utility because it's a stormwater lines, just like gas lines, electric lines.
Right.
All of those things are considered utilities.
So you can hit the public without. That was the big deal with that. And I think that's why Santos didn't like, or people didn't like it in Austintown, don't like it in Austintown because of that.
And then what happens is, so now you're a township, you took over an entire neighborhood subdivision, right?
Right.
Builds 50 houses, all those storm lines in the street, you get.
It's your responsibility.
You get after the developer turns it over. So where are you getting the money to maintain those?
Because you're going to get added on stuff, yet you're not.
So now you got to go back to the property tax owner and say, hey, look, I don't have enough money to do what I'm supposed to be doing. How do we tackle this? That's why the whole property tax thing. My elected officials wrote a letter saying, yeah, we don't like it. So someone figure out a way to fix it because it's stagnant. Property taxes, for the most part, this inside millage business.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that goes up with valuations. Everything else, if we passed the levy in 1972, it only brings in the money from 1972.
We're gonna get to don't jump ship yet. We're gonna talk about taxes in a second.
For the stormwater stuff, you're able to put a fee on and then handle it based on non-pervious surface.
Okay.
So if you're someone like the mall, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, good.
Tons of parking lots, right? Tons of roof space. That's hard surface where the water just shoots off. And if they were built before like 1980, 1990, there's no stormwater retention.
Just runs off.
So it just runs off.
Yeah.
A lot of neighborhoods built that way. There's no detention ponds in some of our neighborhoods.
Right.
So there's no way to stop and slow down the water, because the idea of the county's stormwater criteria is you try to match the 100-year storm so that after you get that rain event, the water doesn't leave and flood somebody else. You're holding it on site and you're releasing it like wasn't there. So you spend big bucks to put detention systems in. That's part of development now.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
it wasn't like that before,
right? A lot of the houses were built way before that, and they don't have that.
Ooh, pick it up.
We got a call.
You know how to do that?
Hi, my name is Kevin.
How do
I do it?
Hey, how you doing?
Some
Joe, the
from
BG
back.
did it. Wow. Hey, Kevin, what's going on?
Hey, not much. Hey, Mr. Lorre, how are you doing?
Good.
Mr. Lorre is one of the good guys in Boardman. I really like
Oh,
you.
you got to. Wow.
Thanks.
Long-time listener, first-time caller. I've always wanted to say that.
Hell yeah.
We've always wanted someone to say that to us, so that's fantastic.
That's cool. All right. I always hear that. I've never really called to talk to him before. This is the first time, so,
Good.
Kind of proud it's your show. But anyway, Mr. Lorre, I did have a question for you, and I honestly, as a Boardman Township taxpayer, I actually really do appreciate all your hard work. And
Thanks.
Is this your brother or something like that?
On that
No.
$47 million grant with
big
FEMA, and I know there's a lot going on with FEMA. I don't want to get into all that. Do you know? Have you heard any updates or stats on that?
Yes, the big grant. That's the one thing I'm probably gonna retire on, is this big grant.
So what? Yeah, I have no idea what it is. We've never heard of it. What is it?
Thanks for calling.
All right, thanks for the call, man.
So we tried through the Stormwater District to do some really major big impact changes and do it quickly.
Okay.
So we went after it's called flood mitigation assistance, and it's through the federal government.
Okay.
We put a lot of time and effort into doing modeling with computers and our engineering firms to kind of work together to figure out a plan that would help that Boardman Plaza area, because that was always on the news, always flooded. Terrible, right?
Were you ever there when it flooded?
I was there when it flooded.
Were you ever there when Boardman Plaza flooded?
Yes.
It was insane. It happened like twice in like 3 years.
2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah.
My son and I were driving, and it had rained really hard. And I'm not kidding you. I was going down 224.
It was nuts.
There were waves. Waves. And not from cars going by, because the wind was blowing. There was like a 2-foot chop.
Yeah,
in Boardman Plaza.
I never underwater.
I'd never seen it. My son, who we go fishing all the time, he's like, Dad, that we call it walleye chop. He's like, that looks like walleye chop.
It was.
It was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
So what happened was, we're like, all right, this is the most vulnerable watershed in Boardman. How do we find a way to do a really big project and have major impact quickly? Because the Stormwater District for Boardman only gets about $1 million, and that all goes to projects, right? Engineering and projects. There's so much project work that needs to be done. We decided to try and go after a really, really, really
go
big
for the big fit.
grant,
Talk about fishing. Go big fishing.
So
we
passed the big line.
Yep.
Lure on there. It took about $200,000 worth of work to just put together the application, because it required a lot of engineering.
Testing. Right. Yeah.
To say, if we're going to propose this big change, I got to know it works.
Mm-hmm.
So we're the first township in the state of Ohio, first community to ever get a flood mitigation assistance grant. It's for $47 million.
That's a lot. Okay. That's a ton of cash, right?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of stormwater districts in the state of Ohio, and we're just a tiny little one. The real big one's up in Cleveland. It's Northeast Water and Sewer District. Big district. We ended up getting something.
Wow, $47
million bucks. So the plan will be, and they're starting on it now. We actually have 2 engineering firms working on this, Verdontis and GDP.
Yeah.
What they're going to be doing is designing a couple different sections. So the Boardman Plaza area, the idea is to put a 6-foot tall, 14-foot wide conduit underground that conveys water from the plaza directly through this conduit out to Longview through a Ohio Edison easement, because there's a Ohio Edison line, expand that floodplain so the water doesn't rush into the Mill Creek Park and blow everybody out, but its own channel. Because otherwise that water goes right through all the neighborhoods. So it's blasting out the neighbors.
Where would it end, I guess?
So it actually goes into Mill Creek Park.
Okay.
It goes underneath West Boulevard. There's a little bridge. and then it finally gets into Mill Creek Park that way. So all of it goes to the creek. I tell everybody, if you live in Boardman and you're on, I guess from Market Street and you're going to the west, that's all Mill Creek.
Okay.
The other side is Yellow Creek. That goes to Poland.
Yeah, Poland, Struthers, all that.
Struthers.
Yeah, right.
So there's divisional lines where the water goes, and each watershed has its own unique way of going where it wants to go. So that's called the Cranberry Run watershed, that Boardman Plaza area.
Well, I'm learning. I had no idea.
So
It's insane how much water goes through there. So
right.
all that's going to get redirected and stop flooding the neighborhoods, but then allow the water to go somewhere instead of being constrained with these little pipes that are all over. In fact, the craziest thing, when they built the Boardman Plaza, the
That's 70s?
Yeah,
Is that 70s?
the
Right.
stormwater line for a good chunk of that goes underneath the Save-A-Lot. So for me to replace that, I got to rip up the Save-A-Lot, which is the most ridiculous. So we want to abandon that.
Right. Why would you put a thing underneath the building?
You don't? Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, right.
The answer is you don't.
Okay,
But
right. That makes
there's
sense.
so many odd, weird storm lines that were built just years and years and years ago. I have an old book in my office by some Boardman school teachers. That Boardman Plaza, 1953, flooded the same way.
Wait,
there's pictures.
So how old is the Boardman Plaza? I thought it was
From the
70s.
50s.
Is it
Yeah.
that old?
Yeah,
I
so
thought it was.
I have a
wow.
picture of it, and it's flooded. It's flooded then because before it was built, I also have other pictures. It was just a giant area where the water sat.
Right.
So they built it right where the water
It was
would
cheap.
sit.
Right.
Yeah.
Cheap.
Right. Yeah.
Build
That
it.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
And
So
you're
what
dealing-
happens? My question would be, if you get all that water that sits there,
Yes.
you shoot it under West Boulevard into Mill Creek Park, what would be downstream that could then, because if all that water is sitting there, now it's going to the creek, is it going to overflow?
Is it going to
the
flood
creek
Mill
and
Creek
flood
Park?
everything around
We're
it
big fans of Mill
downstream?
Creek
So
Park.
we don't flood the park. So
Okay.
when I say floodplain expansion, it's storage, right? So
Okay.
it's slowing the water down, letting it release slowly so it doesn't blast anybody out.
Right.
So when you
I
design
pictured
these
like
things,
a giant wave
Just-
coming down,
Right.
yeah, right.
so just the sheer size of the conduit
Okay.
and the height,
It'll
and
just
everything,
slow it down.
it slows it down, gives it time, and then the other fun thing, because I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express with this.
Yeah,
stuff,
right. Yeah.
hydraulically, water has to relieve itself. So if I have a stream coming this way and a stream coming another direction, when it wants to meet together, one of those sections of stream is going to be stronger flowing than the other.
Overpowers the other one.
Overpowers
Wow.
it, pushes the water back. So you have to take that in consideration when
Hmm.
you're designing this
Holy
stuff.
crap.
makes sense.
That's
'Cause
why
if not,
engineers make a lot of
yeah,
money.
if not, you can
Yeah.
push it all back.
You
and
can cause a bigger problem.
bigger problem by flooding it all up and then going backstream.
So,
Wow,
so
that's
that
crazy.
area is going to get, and they're designing now. They're in design now, where checks are being cut. They're getting paid. It all comes from FEMA, so it goes to the state of Ohio, goes Ohio EMA, and then we get the money. In fact, Ohio EMA and FEMA came to Boardman from Chicago, and then our EMA director for the state came to visit us, and they said, "Congratulations, we can't believe you got this."
Yeah.
And then, how did you do it? And I said, the reason why we did it and we're able to is we had a stormwater district. If I didn't have the stormwater district, I wouldn't have been able to do this. And they said, well, explain your process. Well, we did modeling. We actually took a plane and flew LiDAR over all of Boardman.
Wow.
And it went to about 3 inches with the laser to get elevations.
Holy crap.
We did these meters that go on the edge of streams
Yeah.
and get flow. We have weather stations up that calculate the rainfall.
That's insane.
All these things that you don't really
That's
know
how you
about.
had to pull it off.
So you have
Yeah.
to take all that, put it together, put it in a model.
Yeah.
We worked with the Army Corps. I mean, it's
Right.
been a long process. But what happened was, I get my job here at Boardman.
Yeah. How long have you been? We didn't even really talk about that.
It'll be 19 years.
You've been an administrator for 19
I got
years?
hired extremely young. I was hired at 24.
Holy,
which is
that's
insane.
impressive.
At the time, I was the youngest administrator ever to be hired at 24.
that is impressive, man.
So I've
Wow.
been there. Now I'm 43. So I've been there since 2006. So my anniversary is actually coming up in
That is
September.
great. You were 24 in Boardman
Tell me,
Township.
how fun was that as a 24-year-old going in, and then everybody's like, "You're an administrator. You have no idea what you're doing. You have no wisdom as a 24-year-old."
You'd have the old guys in
Oh,
there
yeah.
like, "Oh, this kid doesn't know
Yeah,
anything." You
that's
had
what
to
it
get
was.
that, right?
Yeah,
You had to get
until you're
that.
at least 30.
Yeah.
Finally coming out of it.
Absolutely
Finally.
happened.
Yeah.
So 24, 12th largest township in the state of Ohio. I take this job.
Do you think were the trustees like, we can get a real good deal on this kid?
They did.
Yeah,
they got a
for
great deal.
Like he's only 20 bucks. Give him 30 grand and call it a day.
They got a great deal.
Wow.
But I had been an intern for them during Kent. I went to Kent State and I got a master's degree in public administration. I got my bachelor's of political science and pre-law. I was going to go do law. I was going to be a lawyer.
Right.
And then we had this in public administration. We had this session where you meet all these elected officials, and I'm like, man, local government sounds like that's where you can make some good impact, right? Not as an elected official, but work for the government and help them out. So
I do not think that.
I think it sounds like that's a terrible judgment. Right. Yeah, I think it sounds terrible.
Hindsight.
Right. It sounds
so
absolutely
19
awful.
years later, so get hired at 24, and township was having a lot of issues. Started working, we had to do layoffs. So I'm like 25.
So what year? What year is that?
2006, 2007,
Okay,
2008.
just trying to put it in my
layoffs.
head. All right, I'm trying to put it in. Right.
So you've got police chief that a little older than me.
Yeah. Right.
Fire chief a little older than me.
Yeah. Did you lay them off?
Didn't lay those guys. We laid off workers.
Oh,
They probably hated you.
It was insane.
Oh my God.
They were that meeting was full of township employees and their spouses, and you never want to see a layoff. I mean, you don't. And they're pounding, they're banging, and who's getting laid off?
25-year-old taking off. Yeah, this comes in here and fires all of us. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was rough. It was rough. The trustees had a really rough go.
Wow.
I mean, they're ultimately the body, right? So, and I tell people all this time, and it's going to sound funny when I say this, I'm kind of like the tool.
Yeah.
Right? You tell me what you want to do.
Yeah.
You tell me, hey, look into this. How bad are we? I'll come back with the data and give you the options. And at that time, the little township, used to be a state tax, right? So the Bartlow family, when they passed away, tons of money came to the township. Tons of money, one-time money.
Right.
So I get in there and I'm looking at the books and I'm going, what is going on? What are we doing? This is unsustainable.
Yeah.
You can't. You had one-time money; it's all gone.
And they were spending it. Yeah.
They're spending it. To do government work, it's employees, right?
Yeah.
Police need paid, firemen need paid,
Right.
road workers need paid. It's services. I can't raise a price on something to make more money. It's paying these people to do work.
Right.
And they all have unions. There's 6 unions. You got to collectively bargain every 3 years with all the union people.
Yeah. Wow.
So, everything was up, money was flat, and then we were blowing through it. So we had to do a layoff. It was insane. Then you had to go out and get a levies to help raise more money, bring people back. We still weren't back to the number of employees. We have 160 people there.
Yeah.
But at one point we were at like 174. We still have never gotten back.
Wow. And there's more people moving into board. Like it's growing, right?
40,000 people.
Yeah,
40,213 people in Boardman.
Wow.
And then you've got if it was just the people, it's one thing.
Yeah.
But now you have the businesses. So you're supplying police and fire and everything. So Walmart, Target, the mall,
right,
all the plazas, all the shopping. We've got a ton of industrial. People don't even think about the industrial. Schwabel's located in Boardman.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We've got Southwoods, all of that.
It's all Boardman,
Mercy Health, Boardman. You go down McClurg Road. We've got Astro Shapes. We got all these businesses.
My addiction, MacBid.
MacBid. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. That McClurg needs some help there. That road.
Yeah. Oh, it's a disaster.
It's really, really rough.
Yeah. Mix in Aquapazzo and you got a nightmare.
It's so like
the Y's there.
Yeah. There's so many things in
sign.
the town that you have to do in the stop sign.
That 4-way.
Yeah, time to get a light in there, I think.
So rough.
Yeah, time to get a light there.
Right around 5:30 when everybody's trying to go to the Y after work.
That's a county road. So McClurg Road's a county road. It's not a township road.
Is it really?
Yes.
Freaking Gino, if you're listening, fix your freaking McClurg Road, you jerk. Sorry,
Gino. I like you, Gino.
Gino, fix the road.
So
I just like calling out Gino because I know he's probably watching.
Right. So there's again, that's it too. So a lot of the times we'll get yelled at for things that aren't even we control, like 224. It's not a township road; it's a state route.
Yeah.
People are mad because the state wants to come and do some safety upgrades.
Those little pylon.
I can't control that.
Pylon, did you take grief over those pylon
Tons
things?
Of grief. Tons of grief.
Pylons
on 224 and South Avenue.
Safety barrier things.
They have the turning.
Oh, they're so dumb.
They're gonna do more. They're gonna actually come in here with making like a median that you can't cross, get rid of some of the turns, and they're gonna allow U-turns.
Yeah.
So like it's crazy.
That's what they're gonna do.
Those
Yeah.
freaking
That's
pylons.
like-
I love seeing those pylons just scattered across the
Oh,
road. when
yeah.
people
I was
hit
And
them.
it's not something we control.
Yeah, that's they're based like I was in Cranberry Township,
Yeah.
Cranberry over there,
Yeah.
and their main road allows U-turns because
Yeah.
because they have the medium, and then to get to the store,
And that's what they want to do in Boardman.
Dude, it's gonna be a nightmare. It's gonna
So-
be even worse.
It's a lot for people to take in there's so many things that you do at the township, and there's so many things you don't have control over. Most people just say generally, well, that township's fault. Like,
Right. Makes sense.
because they don't
though.
know.
Yeah, they don't get
Dude,
it.
I had
They
no
don't get
idea
how it
McClurg
works.
was a county road.
So-
I had no idea.
There's a lot. So Glenwood County Road,
Glenwood, Glenwood,
County Road. No,
Really?
we don't do that road.
Mm.
Hitchcock is too.
Hitchcock,
Really?
South Avenue, Southern Boulevard, County Roads.
Man, I would have that.
See,
I would
here's
have that
the-
up on my website.
So, yeah, here's why Facebook in this situation is good.
Talk
you could
about
say,
it.
listen,
Yeah.
people, I know you hate us because of this road, this road, this road, this
You're
road, and
blaming
this
the
road,
wrong people.
but
You're-
we're not in charge of it. You have to call
South-
these people.
South Avenue.
That's a county,
County
road.
road.
South
That would-
Avenue is a county
County
road.
That is
That road sucks. too.
Facebook is
Wow.
good for that. Communicating that.
and it's
So what
so
roads
hard.
are you actually in charge of? Any big roads?
All of the residential. So it's a little town. I'll go back
Right.
to it. The township was mainly established to handle like small little
Yeah,
communities,
right.
Farmers and little residential neighborhoods.
Lots of farmers in Boardman.
So, yeah,
There, dude,
Tons,
there used
right?
to, wait, Isaac.
there used to be.
Now
I
I'm
got
40.
pictures.
Yeah,
Right, me
I'm
too,
46
yeah.
years old. Okay,
Yeah.
I can remember going from Poland because we live in North Line. We come up
Yeah.
down to 24.
Right.
There was
Nothing.
nothing there. Like there was the part where like Walmart is. Okay, there were some stores there.
What do you mean where Walmart
Okay,
is
so
on
going towards
There was
220?
nothing there.
So
It was
so
Walmart
going
was
towards
woods.
Canfield. Picture this in my all of you younger people. Picture this in your head.
Right.
Okay. Get off on 680 and head towards Canfield in
Head-
Boardman. So get off on 680
In Boardman, you're going down 224.
towards
Canfield.
South
Yeah.
Avenue, towards
Yeah.
Boardman Township Park, right? So you
Right.
start going down. Dude, there were just little stores there. That was it. The movie theater was there. You
Right.
keep going down.
Yeah.
Boardman Park used to be the radar towers.
Yes.
That's all that was there.
I remember
Yeah.
them blowing those up. It was
Yeah,
insane.
that's all that was there. All those stores on the right, it was fields.
Nothing.
It was farms. And then you
Yeah.
keep going up, you'd hit the mall,
Yeah.
and then you go back down. On your way to Canfield, there was the Boardman Plaza.
Right.
There was
Nothing.
nothing there.
If
And
I was
now
alive back then, I should have bought some property.
Dude,
out that
100%.
way. Yeah.
there was nothing there. And people don't realize it. Like this
It grew
is in my
so fast.
lifetime.
It grew so fast.
Yeah.
Right.
There were a couple little plazas. I remember Chuck E. Cheese was kind of down that way. They had like a little, where
And then they moved up to.
where like Menchie's is.
Yeah.
That's where it was originally in the 80s.
Huh.
Yep. I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. So for you guys to have to deal with that.
Yeah, it's
The
pretty nuts.
ever-changing-
And then what happens? So back then, all the standards for building development are completely different. So if you're building Boardman today,
Yeah.
today,
It'd be
the
totally.
neighborhoods where they're at,
Yeah.
there'd be no neighborhoods in some of these locations because they built on streams.
Right.
You don't build on streams. You give the streams a wide berth because that's where your floodplain's supposed to be.
You're
Right?
right.
That's where the water's supposed to go, the low
Huh.
points. So I'll give everybody a tip. If you have a street that said creek
Yeah.
on it,
Don't.
that
yeah.
means water eventually went through that neighborhood.
Right. What do you think about building a library on the creek?
I wouldn't recommend it.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Just curious. We're
Maybe
talking,
if-
we're talking about
maybe
the
if
Poland library.
Maybe if it
they
was
put that library
ABCP,
ABCP. They,
they would
Wow.
have thought
Yeah,
about
they
it.
so-
built the library.
I
There. It's
would-
a long story.
I'm very familiar with it.
Yeah, they.
I would have never recommended to do that. But
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
Did you guys get any crap for all the water running into Poland Woods? Their precious
Yes,
Poland
so
Woods.
They blame Boardman a lot for that.
I
but
bet.
really,
I bet.
it comes from a couple different directions. So Boardman, and then it comes from.
Oh wow!
I'm showing Isaac the video. Sorry, I found it.
Oh, you did with the water.
The what?
Holy shit!
Dude, look at
under
look at it.
freaking
This
water.
is that video that we put.
Yeah, it's
That's
wild.
If you guys don't leave our show, but if you guys after the show go into our search on the MLO Bros, the little three little buttons, click Huntington
There's a
flooding.
waterfall in the background.
Dude,
Look how
it
beautiful
looks
it is.
like
It's insane. It was insane.
yeah.
I want
sorry.
my house nowhere near that.
And that stream, right?
Yeah.
That's a stream. It was heading through that neighborhood. So then they developed the neighborhood. What do they do with the stream? They piped it all in. Right? And then they threw it in a different direction than it normally doesn't go. So when you get rain and these developers come in, a lot of the time in my head, I'm like, man, I wish I could
go back in
2
time.
seconds with these developers.
Yeah.
They'll come in there and they'll do everything they can to ensure that the cost of their development
It's of course
cheap.
Yeah, it's
So
money.
if you took the stormwater lines they developed and put in, sometimes they'll put like a concrete pipe and then they ran out of money. So they put like a plastic pipe or a metal pipe. So it's a hodgepodge. And then even when they did concrete pipes, instead of putting like a bell end and connect it, no, they just kind of did this.
Oh my God. They didn't even freaking
and they
do
just,
it right.
and they rot out.
Wow.
So undercut.
Yeah.
So that whole area where that water was going, Huntington Woods, it goes right to the creek, right to Mill Creek Park.
It runs that
they
way.
divert water. So the development then versus development now, 2 different ways of doing business, right? We try to account for that stormwater. That's a big change in the way we develop things.
It's one more time about flood. Isaac.
All right, how y'all doing?
Isaac, meet Jason. He is the Boardman Township administrator. This is our friend, Isaac.
Nice to meet you, Isaac.
He has the same name as me, so he's my dude.
I love it.
Isaac's just trying to butter him up for a hat.
There you go. That's what he wants. He wants a hat.
One of these days, he's gonna bring me a bucket hat, and I'm gonna be a happy camper. I'm never gonna take it off.
We'll see you later, buddy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very strange.
Yeah.
Working with all this stuff.
Yeah. I just couldn't imagine. I really couldn't. I had a question. Isaac distracted me right there. Again, let's reset.
There's some comments here that I actually want to take
real fast. We'll take some comments just in case you're just joining us. We have Jason Lorre from Boardman Township. He is the administrator. And we're just talking about flooding. We're going to get into some other stuff, property taxes. Let's take some questions. What's going on Brookwood and Market?
So we're doing some projects in town, right? And Brookwood was one of the areas where we had some flooding.
Okay.
And that all kind of connects to that Cranberry Run watershed.
Same
so
thing.
This big grant that we're talking about is going to have impacts on all those little areas.
There you go.
Beverly says, why is there still so much flooding on Valley View and Lockwood?
So that water coming from Canfield goes right into Mill Creek Park.
Right.
And a lot of the times it can't get there in a way that would have normally done that pre-development. So the little pipes, right?
Right.
They can't handle the flow when it's a big rainstorm. So everything backs up. And it all backs up because you got to start at the lowest point, which is the park.
So it starts at the park and
So
goes
it starts
back.
at the park and you got to work your way back.
Okay.
So if you're trying to do improvements, you've got to make sure that you start at the low end and
Makes
make
sense.
those areas bigger so it can handle the water flow. And then where you can slow it down, so allow other water to drain, you do that. So in those areas, we're talking old development right next to the park, which is the lowest spot in Mahoning County.
There you go.
Everything's just
So
running.
it's just
Everything
rushing
heads
down.
those directions.
Yeah.
And that's what's frustrating is that there's so much infrastructure,
Right.
so much that even with $47 million, I'm tackling just a small part of Boardman.
Right.
There's so much more need, and there's no way to tackle it all at once. You've got to pick the priorities, like the worst ones, and then work your way up.
Has that Huntington flooded like that before?
In the past, during the big storms, I actually remember driving down 224 and seeing parts right in front of like Stonebridge and everything completely flooded out. In fact, there are people like jumping in the water trying to be funny.
Wow.
Don't do that.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Don't do that because what happens, and I this is a true statement.
Yeah.
The sanitary line and the storm lines are not connected.
Oh boy. Yeah.
But when the rain somehow gets in the sanitary system, it does do that, it backs up. So now you're mixing rainwater and sanitary water.
Go for a little swim and some poopy.
And that's the thing. The sanitary, this is the other part. Oh, my basement flooded.
Yeah, is that your fault too, right?
How did it flood? I didn't put the water in there.
Yeah, right.
When I don't control the weather either.
Right.
But what happens is when the streets get inundated with water, and a lot of the homes, when they're built,
Right.
they have these foundations called footer drains.
Yep.
They go right in the sanitary line.
So they back up.
So the sanitary lines are small. They're not meant to take in all of that water.
Right.
So if you have a sanitary lid, right? You see the lid and it has the little holes on top.
Yeah,
that
the one in the
vents.
basement. Yep.
So on the streets.
Oh,
so
the
when
streets,
the streets
maybe.
get covered, and if the lid's covered with water, but it has little holes in it, where do you think the water's going? Down the lids. And if it's not secure, you can get 75 gallons a minute down one of those.
Wow.
Whoa.
So it looks for the lowest point, which is your floor drains in your basement, because that's a sanitary line. That line in your basement is sanitary. When you wash your clothes and you have
Yeah.
in the basement, your washer,
Yeah.
it doesn't go to the stream. goes to the sanitary system. So
Makes
if water gets into sanitary and it has nowhere to go, it's going in your basement.
Wow.
So they flood. The basements were flooding.
So do you have people calling you trying to get you guys
all
to
the
pay?
time?
So do you pay it? Do you ever pay it out?
We can't pay it out.
Right.
It's not our.
Did they take
thing.
you to court or anything like that ever? Or
There
how's
was
that
a,
work?
Can I
a
block that
lawsuit
sanitary
years
line?
ago for flooding, but it didn't go anywhere because it's a natural disaster.
Right.
But what happens is you can take steps to protect your basement.
Yeah.
The county even pays you money.
They have a like
It's a backflow preventer.
the backflow
program.
preventer.
You
Yeah.
can go to the
That's
county
what I was gonna
sanitary
say.
engineer's office. They'll
Block
give you up to like $3,600.
Okay.
Now, here's the other wonderful thing: if you're a Boardman resident, the stormwater district will give you an additional $1,500 if you got the county money first. But then,
To do it.
and then once you do it, it's not like you forget it. You have to maintain it to make sure it still works.
Right.
But in a perfect world, the county sanitary engineer should tell all the homeowners, disconnect your footer drains. And a lot of homes
There you go, Isaac.
needs to be disconnected.
Okay.
So your footer drains go into then some pump,
Yeah.
and then that goes out to the streams.
That's what-
Goes
yes.
out to the street.
Right.
Shouldn't go to the sanitary line. Shouldn't. But most of the homes that are older, right? If you weren't built like the 80s and 90s, all the other homes, it goes right to the sanitary. It was just the way they did it.
So yeah. So like I'm thinking in Pulse. So my house is 2000, something like that. And
Do you have a sump
I have
pump?
a sump pump, but it goes up and out and then into the road.
So that means your foundational drains for your house go to the road,
Right.
not the sanitary line.
Which is how you get the backups. Boy, that makes sense, right?
So
I
the
never
sanitary
knew
lines
that.
are very
Does it
small.
make sense that they're
Oh, yeah,
connected
yeah,
them? And
totally.
I never knew that.
So-
There you go.
So we do projects and we take into consideration, okay, if I'm going to do a stormwater project, I want to keep the water in the roadway because that's part of it. But then also people call and complain about, oh, my roadway flooded, but I'm getting water in my basement. Why is this happening?
There you go.
It's
Wow.
going down sanitary lines.
We're learning today.
Right.
This is good.
Oh, I got a fun one.
Mhm.
Patricia Angela
Oh,
says,
no.
when is the roundabout coming to Wildwood and Glenwood? First, let's start with
That's a county road.
complaints.
County road.
That's a county road.
Let's
It's nothing to do
complain-
with it.
Let's complain like all
County
of the I don't want to say
Don't
it
say the
'cause I'll
word.
get in trouble.
Don't say the word boomer.
People who aren't used to roundabouts, do they ever complain to you about roundabouts?
Boardman,
yes.
Boardman doesn't have one, do they?
We do.
Where?
We have one over by the Amish market, that road over there.
Yes, you
Oh,
do.
on your way out of
Back road.
Poland.
Yeah.
That's Board Matthews.
Yeah, Matthews.
That's Boardman Township. That's
Yes.
right.
I'm sure certain people of a certain age group love roundabouts, don't they?
So they don't. Um,
You talk about young kids,
there are
right?
people.
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
There are people that love them and hate them.
Yeah.
But the roundabout is going to be happening probably in 26, 27. It's the county project. They're also going to road diet Glenwood. The county's going to take it from 4 lanes to 3 lanes
Why?
with a center turn. You'd have to ask the county.
That's stupid. It's a busy road.
It's a very busy road. We had concerns about Boardman High School because that's on Glenwood.
Yeah.
That's where the buses go.
Yeah.
And I know the county's working on solving a problem there. Might have to realign a drive, put it in a light. That's going to cause a problem. I live on Glenwood. My house is on Glenwood. All right. I'm down close to where I work at the town.
Why do you want that done?
I'm not excited about it, but it's not my
What
call.
is their reasoning for that? Did they give you a reason? Just because we got the
part
money,
of-
so let's do it? I mean, that's dumb.
They got a lot of money to do that. The road itself, big problems with roads are under the roads.
Okay.
Not the roads themselves, but the base.
All right.
And if the base of the road starts to wear out, your roads decay faster, right? So some roads, if you put a road on top of dirt, that road's not going to last very long
Yeah.
at all. So Glenwood's an older road.
On top of dirt.
Some of that dirt's now showing. Some of the base is kind of
But
bad. So
why
they're
would
gonna
you get
redo
rid
it.
of 4 lanes? That's a busy
Yeah,
freaking road.
It's busy.
That's a dumb thing, right?
Hmm.
Think about that road.
So
Yeah.
for the people that are upset
Ugh.
about it, the county went and sent letters and said, what's your input? My concern was, being able to get in and out of my driveway.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about
You're
that.
going to take that, and that's
Because of the traffic. It's a
Right.
lot of traffic. So, but that's the choice, right? You buy a house, you got to make sure you're comfortable where you're going to live. Do you want to buy a house next to the creek? Or do you want to buy a house at the top of the hill? Do you want to buy the house by the freeway? Do you want to
right.
buy the house by the 4 lane? So you make those decisions, you outweigh them, you figure out where I like Glenwood where I live.
Yeah.
I love my house.
Take the road.
So I'm going to take,
Yeah.
I'm
Part
starting to think you live in Boardman, you're going to want to buy a house at the top of the hill. Not
anywhere you want to buy on the top of the hill. If you live at the bottom of the hill,
if
your driveway if you're looking up at your driveway coming down towards
That's
you,
a problem. Yeah.
that's a problem, and I can't fix that.
Yeah.
Never
And a lot of
build
people
a
complain
house
about that.
below the road.
And the fun,
Don't below,
don't build a house below the road.
So
I tell kids that.
Or
So
live
with
in
that
house.
career day,
yeah.
I would go to the schools and I would talk to kids and I said, let's talk about when you get older where you want to buy a house. You want to buy the house by the stream?
Never
you want to buy
below the road.
and the problem is you might not even realize
You
it
won't.
until you get a massive flood.
rain.
I had at my house. So we've had I'm in a development. The hill comes down in my backyard.
Mhm.
I put a shed right here. Okay. And
I kind of
and
know
then
what's going to happen. Yeah.
I never knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
So we got this past year, we got 4 inches of rain in
It's
an
crazy.
hour and a half. I look into the back. Okay.
Yeah.
It was almost into my shed.
Yeah.
I went out and had to dig a ditch.
To get
And then
converted.
you talk about people going into
French
the rainwater.
Yeah.
I did put a French drain in myself, but then you talk about kids going to rain. My kids are freaking boogie boarding down the.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's fine. They're boys. They're good. But yeah, you don't even realize it. It's
No.
too late.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So there's a lot going on.
Dina says, hi, I live on Tippy Canoe Road next to a drainage ditch that runs between Tippy and Lockwood Boulevard.
Are those
the drainage
Boardmans?
ditch
No.
has
Those are
not
Boardman again.
been repaired when I called the township and was told it needed repaired and had not been maintained. There's a tree pushing into pine trees next to the property. I beg for the grass to be maintained. Please provide an update if you are
So Lockwood Boulevard, state route, actually. So part of the state route roadway. And then Tippy Canoe, not our road. It's a county road. There's drainage ditches over there that need to be kind of
So
taken
should
care
she
of.
call the county or you guys?
Look, we wouldn't necessarily do Tippy or Lockwood. Those
There
are
you go.
both.
Call the wrong people,
So
Dina.
you got to get a hold of
And then
the
we have
county.
Ricky on the phone right now.
Do you have a brother named Ricky?
I do have a brother named Ricky. I hope it's not Ricky.
It says it's your brother.
I'm Jason's brother. I have a question for him.
Oh,
Being
Jesus.
is this little brother or older brother?
He's a younger brother.
Oh,
being
get him.
being
Get him,
a
Ricky.
younger brother
Get him,
myself.
Ricky.
Oh, get him.
Get him, Ricky. What do you got?
Most embarrassing thing. Go.
Hello.
Hey, Ricky, what's going
Can you hear
on?
me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Hey, long time listener, first time caller here.
What's
I had a
up, Rick?
question for the township administrator.
Here we go.
Yeah. Do you have anything you want to talk about his
No,
past?
Yeah, he's doing a great job with the potholes. Real civic-minded guy.
Jesus.
Also, he needs a kidney, yeah. But
I do need a
anyway,
kidney. That's true.
the real question is, when you were wrangling that T-Rex and Ark last night, did you find it easier to trank him on the cliffside, or were you more of a bowl and prey kind of guy?
Oh, we're talking video games. A little Ark Survival.
Ark Survive. Are you video gamer?
Oh yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
gamer.
Me and my brother,
Uh-huh.
right? We're pretty close, but we play together.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
it's great.
Yeah.
Growing up, I've always been close to my brother, my sister. I love my family.
Yeah.
And so yes, we do play Ark Survival together.
Oh.
We're
And,
gamers. We're gamers.
We're gaming.
ourselves.
I got
And,
World of Warcraft.
there you go.
Yeah. Do you ever play World of Warcraft?
Yes, I did play
I knew
that
you
back in the
played-
day.
When did you stop playing? That's the most important question.
It was probably
Ricky, thanks for the call,
Which
bud.
expansion? Which expansion?
Yeah, I gotta go back to work, guys.
get
yeah.
out of here. He's hosed. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
what
get in
expansion did
later.
you start playing World of Warcraft? Everybody, bear with us while we talk
So-
about it real fast.
Once what was the burning something?
Burning Crusade.
That was it.
Oh, you played
You stopped.
vanilla.
You played like vanilla,
Yes.
vanilla.
Old school.
Wow. You weren't even Wrath
Old
of the Lynch
school.
King or anything like that.
No.
Wow.
So
That-
me and him played together.
Yeah, that was right when it got good.
So we're
Classic,
close
dude.
in age. We're 5 years apart.
Yeah.
And but me and my brother, we play Ark. We play
Uh-huh.
Helldivers together. All the time.
Helldivers was
Helldivers.
great.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yep.
But yeah, he's ridiculous. No, the answer to the question is I definitely do not use a bull on a T-Rex. you idiot. Ridiculous.
Well, what's
My brother.
interesting is that game involves like building and
It's-
it's like survival.
Yeah.
It's almost like Minecraft
Yeah.
mixed with like
That's funny.
Dinosaurs.
dinosaurs.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So
there you go.
being the guy who builds out and maps out the township.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't build by the water.
Right. Yeah. He never builds by the water.
He never in the video game ever builds.
Yeah.
No,
Afraid of flooding.
of course my brother would answer. Give
That
me
is a
question like that.
good
But
one.
you don't.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about. We're going to move on. Let's talk about taxes.
Yeah. What do you want to know?
What's going to happen if they vote no on the taxes?
So this has been like I'm
We're talking about abolishing
getting rid of it completely.
taxes.
So as a township form of government, and I tell people to please do this for your own efficacy. Just understand where your taxes go. Mahoning County Auditor's website.
Yep.
Anybody can go
You
on
can
it,
click it and see it.
and you'll see a little pie chart.
Yep.
And you'll see where your money goes. About 60% goes to the school.
Yep.
Townships get about 20%, and then you see like tuberculosis, Board of Health, MRBD,
Library, all that stuff, right?
So you get rid of it all. In the state of Ohio, you're only going to have two other options, and I know everybody's seen
sales and income.
That's it. Sales wouldn't necessarily work for every township because you're relying on.
Can you put as a township put sale? You can't. You're not even allowed to do that.
No, you can't. We have no ability to do anything other than property tax.
That's it.
Which
You can't do an income tax.
Yeah, you can't do income tax. So the cities are all laughing at this because they don't have to worry about it.
Because they can get income tax.
They're getting.
They get income and they get sales.
They don't get sales.
They don't get sales.
Get income
Just
only.
the state gets sales.
The county gets sales tax. The state gets sales tax.
Right.
State gets income tax. And cities and villages income tax. So
Right.
if you're a village in Ohio or city in Ohio and you're a revised code city or village, you automatically get 1% income tax.
Wait, say that again.
Your revised code city.
Okay.
That means you don't have a charter. You didn't develop a charter. You don't have your own rules. You just follow a revised code.
City of Canfield, for instance, right?
Yeah. So they have a charter, but they've only get 1% income tax.
Okay.
They have to go and ask their voters to increase their income tax to increase it.
Substantially, by the way.
Yes, if they wanted to.
Okay.
So Youngstown, much higher income tax rate.
Right.
But then if you're living in Youngstown, because the argument I always see is Boardman's the highest tax. We're not the highest taxed.
No.
Because you got to take into consideration, if you're a city, you're taxing everyone in your city on income, and then you still have a school district. So now you're paying for your school district. Tax. So when you take the combined, cities and villages typically pay more taxes than a little township.
Because they pay the city tax and the property tax.
Paying, So the townships are only property. Only property.
How big does Boardman have to get? I saw a comment. Somebody commented. I completely.
Can you turn into a city?
How big do you get before you turn into a city?
I don't think you do, right?
Most places, when the Ohio was growing in its infancy, if you were 2,000 to 5,000, you become a village, and then after 5,000, you'd become a city, right? That's how it would work.
We should be a city.
You know what would be
years and years ago? You should have been a city, but we're not. We're a township. So there's two ways to become a city.
Annex into another one.
The first way, it's not necessarily annex. What it becomes is you could form a little village in your township.
A village, not a city. Not a city. A village.
You have to be a village first, and then once that little village forms, then you could become a city. And it takes a vote by the populace to do a little village.
So when you say a little village,
perfect example, Poland Village,
right in the middle, township. Right in the township, right?
If the city wanted to form a Poland city, the village would have to
suck in the township. We've talked about this, yeah.
So the township couldn't form and be a city because there's a village already inside of it. So the way the revised code works is if Boardman wanted to become a city, I'd have to do that first. A little village.
Start a little village, let's say over by Walmart or wherever.
There's another way.
Okay.
Is you got to get enough signatures in the last gubernatorial election, like 10% or whatever the revised code dictates. And then you got to go to the county commissioners and they can give you the city. But you got to define first your boundary. You got to meet the population requirement. This is all revised code. This is all law.
Okay.
Meet the population. Then you got to say, hey, is there another city called Boardman? City of Boardman?
Yeah.
Once you get that check mark, you keep checking the boxes. Then you go to the commissioners. They would vote to then allow a vote so you can become a city.
What do you need, like super majority or what is it?
You need 51% to become, if the population votes for you to become a city.
Is there a benefit of staying a township?
So right now,
I
don't maintain 224.
Okay.
I don't maintain any county roads. So the state routes and county routes become
change.
The town.
Really? So you would like take over 224?
So you need a lot of money.
Wow.
You need a lot of money to maintain.
But you'd make a lot more money though too.
You'd hope. Because here's the other thing.
But would you be getting sales tax?
You only be getting
income. I'm sorry, you'd be getting. I said the wrong. You'd be getting income tax.
The income tax, right? So for Boardman Township, I've got Mercy Health as a nonprofit.
Not making money off of that.
They don't pay any property taxes.
Really?
None.
That's a bunch of crap.
Akron Children's Hospital, nonprofit, don't pay any property taxes. If you're a nonprofit in a township, you don't pay property taxes, but you still get the benefits of the service.
We should
Okay.
Move our nonprofit over and start buying stuff.
NFL is a
Yeah, dude,
nonprofit.
we could just
IKEA is a nonprofit, right?
buy
There's
property.
tons
Wait,
of people-
IKEA?
IKEA is a nonprofit.
IKEA's a nonprofit?
Nonprofit. So there are companies out there that figured this out.
Oh,
So
that's a bunch of crap.
NFL nonprofit.
Joe, Youngstown Studio, nonprofit.
Nonprofit.
Let's
So
do it.
you don't pay the property taxes.
Yeah, it
but what
doesn't
happens
mean
is
the people running it don't get paid big
Right. Oh, they
paychecks.
pay themselves.
so now
Right.
all the people that are working in the hospital under a city form of government, those individuals now pay an income tax towards
Right.
the city. Anybody coming into work into Boardman.
When I worked in Canfield, I had to pay the city tax, right?
What happens though, in Boardman, we have like 35,000 people on average come to work in Boardman. But those people don't pay anything.
Because you're in a township.
Because it's a township.
Wow.
So then you hear the term reciprocal agreements. So if you live in Canfield City, but you work in Youngstown,
Yeah.
there's sometimes reciprocal agreements where like the first 1% goes to the Canfield
Yeah.
and the rest goes to the city of Youngstown. So taxation is not just as simple as property sales income. There's
right.
nuances.
Wow.
Well,
But if the property tax goes away,
right.
You're screwed.
Boardman Township
I
can't
mean-
collect anything to operate. We get other funds for our budget, right? So we collect Boardman Township about $16 million on property taxes.
Okay.
My budget is not 16 million.
Yeah, what's your budget?
My budget's like 25.
25
Here's
million.
why.
Okay.
Here's why. So in the township, we get gas tax, motor vehicle license
little
plate
things.
tax.
Right. Okay.
All right. So we have other forms of revenue come in, but those are restricted funds for using on the roads.
Makes
Okay.
sense.
Anytime I get a grant, I've got to book the grant. So even though it's not money that the township residents paid in, it's got to be in my budget.
Okay.
I have a thing called a lighting district. It's money in, money out, but I've got to book it in my budget.
So you got to take the funds and put it. That makes sense.
So government funding is completely different than business funding. You have accounts. It's called
Yeah.
account-based funding. And you have appropriation accounts where the money you think you're going to spend for the year, you make that appropriations.
Mhm.
Then you got to go look at your revenue sheet, which is your
Oh my
property
God.
taxes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those other things I mentioned. Then you have a fund status, which is kind of like, do you have a carryover? Are those funds? What are those funds carryovers? That's like your
Right.
savings account.
Right.
And then the other thing to mention is for the township form of government, we got to make enough money to be able to operate the first 3 months because we don't get any money for the first 3 months.
Because you're not getting,
We
not
get-
getting paid taxes.
We get two
Makes sense, right?
spots. When you pay your property taxes, you pay it twice a year.
August and
That's when you get an influx
That's
of
when
money.
I get an influx of money. So you got to
right,
plan. You
Yeah.
gotta- or you're borrowing money to get through the first
That
3
makes
months.
sense. Right. Because
So
it's got to be spent.
There's
Wow.
so many things that, it's government. It's not. There's a lot to it.
so
So the property tax goes away. I don't have anything to run police department, fire department,
here's-
road department, and there's nothing.
here's an idea. Just a little fun little
right,
idea
let's hear it.
sales pitch here. If they eliminate property taxes,
Yes.
we could. You could come to us. We're marketing geniuses. Come to us. Allow us to help you get your signatures and become a city. Then
That's probably
Don't
what
worry
will have
about
to
it.
happen.
using the power of spite, you say, listen, people of Boardman,
Yeah.
do you remember when Youngstown attacked our precious mall
Yeah.
and said we're not a part of Youngstown? We should rise up,
And make a bigger
become
city. Bigger city
Boardman
than-
City,
yeah.
become bigger than the city of Youngstown, and destroy them.
Yeah, that's not
We
my
could run that
wheelhouse.
marketing campaign.
That's not my
Jason
wheelhouse.
just
We
said
could
it.
run that marketing campaign
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
and Boardman would
Make Boardman a
become-
bigger city than Youngstown.
Yeah, immediately.
Problem solved.
And then everybody be like, yeah, they made fun of us for our mall and said
Yeah.
we were Youngstown. We're
Yeah.
not Youngstown, we're Boardman.
Yeah, we can't do that.
And then
I can't do that. That's not me. That's
Jason's
not me.
ready to walk out.
That's not me. I can't do that.
Jason's been like, I'd like to say I have nothing to do with the MLO Bros with their opinions.
and then as people that live around these two cities, they would constantly be competing with one another to
Trying
one up
get
each other.
everybody to get better.
And then everything would
Yep,
get
I
better
like it.
because we would have more amenities and more things to do in each
God.
town.
Like
in each
Youngstown's populations are right around 60, right?
Yeah.
Boardman's
That's the census.
40, right?
Let's talk about that.
Rise
Let's
up,
talk about
Boardman.
this.
Rise up.
Isaac's going to lead
So-
the charge.
So one of the things that you learn in the census data when they do the
Yeah.
counting, they count all the kids at YSU,
in Youngstown.
And
Really?
they count all the prisoners
You know what I like?
as the
A
census.
lot of prisoners.
I like BSU, Boardman State University.
So you got to look at the population,
Yes,
right?
you-
That's how the censuses work. Just throwing it out there.
So you think Boardman's bigger than Youngstown?
If you were able to back out what they count, which
Yeah.
is all the kids that go to
It's about
YSU,
close. It's got to be close.
we're probably pretty close.
Yeah.
But the problem was the city of Youngstown's extremely large in terms of its territory.
Right.
So they were
Yeah,
built
west
to
side,
be
north side,
200,000
yeah.
people at one
Yeah.
Do you
point.
hear that rallying cry from Jason, people of Boardman?
And then you got to remember,
You're better than them. Destroy them.
if you become a city, you got other things to worry about too, right? So
You're going to
city
have expenses.
City
Yeah.
form of government. Let's talk about it. You get a mayor form or a city manager form,
Okay.
and then city forms of governments sometimes have what's known as precincts. Think you're familiar with precincts?
Yeah, right. We have that. Yeah, right.
So
Youngstown.
You have like a little
The,
kingdom.
the
within
wards. The
yeah,
wards. Wards, right.
So in other cities, you can just be elected at large, which means you don't have these little
Right.
kingdoms, little precincts. So it just depends on how you structure. And then
Yeah.
if you want to do a charter, you've got to do a charter review commission first, which is like a year out. So let's say the property tax thing happens in spring.
Mhm.
It passes, no property taxes. I got a year. There's no money coming in for any services. I can't form a city fast enough. You couldn't form a city
Right.
fast enough to be able to deal
So-
with the measure
Mm.
with all of it going
Could
away.
the state just change the laws for townships then? Like,
All of
let's say,
this-
you know what?
Yeah,
You know what, guys?
100% right now.
That's what's going to happen.
They're going to
It is-
have to.
They're going to say,
in order
okay,
for
you guys
Boardman
don't want
to
property
survive.
tax.
There are-
Fine. Townships, you're allowed to do income tax and property
There
tax.
are
Or the income tax and-
1,308 townships.
Yeah.
Think about all the elected officials, right? There's 4
Right.
elected officials for
Yeah.
each of those townships. So now you're going to say, okay, if the property tax go away, all of those places have to become either cities or villages or merge.
They're going to just
It's
change
going to
the
be
laws.
an insane. So they're going to have to change the law. So you change the law. So then you allow some form of income.
Income. Yeah.
or
Income.
sales, whatever it
There's
be.
there's your extra tax that replaces
Yeah,
property
that's it.
taxes, and
Whatever it
boom,
be.
you're paying the same amount of money. So don't, yeah.
And then the thing is, and this is important to understand, property taxes are flat outside of the inside millage, right? So if, like I said, I mentioned
Yeah. Explain this to
I
me. Yeah.
passed a levy in 1972,
Okay.
and it was for $300,000.
So you get so township gets $300,000 from
only ever raised that kind of money. So the township blew up from 1972.
you're
You had tons
still
more-
only collecting
I can only-
300,000.
So only collect that. There's no way outside of the inside millage that everybody was complaining about, the reevaluation.
Yeah.
It only affects that inside millage. Those other levies that we have, which are a lot of them,
Right.
they don't move. But if
Even
you're-
when the houses get reevaluated.
those levies didn't move at all.
Really?
The only money that moved was the inside millage. On the auditor's website, he has a list of whatever.
So where does the money go? So my taxes went up $2,000 in
it
Poland
went to
Township,
the inside millage rate,
which
and
means
then-
what?
So in Boardman, I'll give you an
Yeah,
example.
yeah.
I got a police levy, fire levy. I have general fund levies
Okay.
out there.
Right.
Those levies are set when they were passed by the date they were passed.
Got it.
89, 93,
Yeah.
and they were only able to generate so much money. But there's this inside millage, this 10 mills.
Okay.
It confuses everybody.
Yeah, it's so confusing.
If you didn't have any other levies in your Canfield Township,
Yeah.
Canfield Township has no levies. They only operate on the inside millage.
Okay.
So they didn't go out and pass another general fund levy or a police levy or a fire levy. They didn't do any of that. They're just a smaller township that only operates on that millage.
Okay.
That is what goes up.
So
That
inside millage.
So the township
Explain, but what determines the inside? So you have you keep saying inside millage. What?
outside of that inside
So you have
threshold, then
inside
it's
millage, outside.
outside millage, and that's the additional levies that we would put on. So we had a 3.85 mil police levy.
like
That's
emergency levies. That
Yeah,
kind of stuff is
So
outside,
that's outside of what you would normally do.
and those
So
don't go up.
those
got
don't
it.
go up. Once you
Okay.
pass those, they're flat. So the only thing that goes up is that small inside millage. And for the township, the inside millage, we get about 1.7
What establishes the amount of the inside millage?
property values.
Okay.
So
and-
these valuations, that business, residential property value, that is what gets valued
okay.
and goes up over time. So the school district got an increase on the inside millage. The township got a small increase on the inside millage.
I guess what originally established the inside millage?
Revised code.
Revi-
revised code
got it.
says-
Now that makes sense. So Ohio code
Said if-
says
Said if you're
got
going to
it.
be a government in Ohio,
yeah,
we're going to give you what we call little starting money, right?
That's
So
your
we're gonna
inside
call it-
millage.
So this is
Okay,
the
that
starting
makes
money of
sense.
your little government.
Yeah.
And it's going to be based on a township inside millage. This is what you're going to be able to do without going to the voters to ask for any
basically-
more money.
Inside millage is basically the amount the state of Ohio is giving the
It's
township.
saying by law
This is what we give
in
you.
the inside
That makes
millage,
And
you
it's a-
can have
it's
this
a-
much
it's
money.
a percent. What is
Okay.
millage? Is it a percentage?
It's a
or what
it's,
is it?
It's a way to
what they
define
figure.
how much money is gathered on property value.
So here's my
They call it
question.
a mill
Okay.
millage
Why
back
wouldn't they just do a percentage of that property value?
because that would be easier.
Easier. Yeah. It's the
because
dumbest-
because it confuses people.
And they
Intentionally,
want-
it
And here's the-
intentionally
here's the other
confuses
thing.
people.
So
yeah.
when you say millage, you think, okay, maybe that's
Millions.
close to $1 million.
Yeah,
It's
right.
not.
Mm.
So in Boardman,
Seed money. Why does it sound weird?
it sounds really weird. So in Boardman, years and years and years
Brian,
ago,
why does it sound weird?
so we
Seed
were
money.
close to 1 mil would
Right.
equal almost about $1 million for us as a township.
Okay.
So if I had to do a levy, 1 mil levy would almost generate $1 million for Boardman. But because the inside millage rate has gone up with property value increases, 1 mil is almost closer to $1.5 million.
Because you're getting
now.
the inside goes up
The
too.
inside
Wow, this
goes
is this is good.
But the other levies that we have, they don't move.
The emergency levies, the outside levies. Wow. It's,
So they don't move. So that if you're a village or a city,
yeah.
income tax, you get more money
As incomes go up.
as incomes go up. So there's a
Right.
built-in inflationary measure for
And
cities
as
and
sales
villages.
tax go up,
Mm.
as the value
Value.
of goods and products
So-
and goods go up, it's
So
going to
you're
go
a
up too.
school district, you're a township, and you only operate on the little inside millage, meaning you don't have any other levies. And you can operate like that, which many cannot. So
Right.
you need additional levies.
Canfield can operate like that because their property values are
They're
higher.
tiny. Well,
And they're tiny?
Canfield Township is a tinier township. They don't have police. They contract with the sheriff. They pay that out.
Ah.
Their fire department, it's a fire district. So the Cardinal Joint Fire District services Canfield City, Canfield Township. So
Okay.
the township doesn't provide that fire service.
Okay.
So really, if you're talking Canfield, they're doing roads and zoning.
Yeah.
That's all they're going to do is
Weird.
roads and zoning. Boardman, you passed a police levy. So we
Right.
have police officers. You passed a fire. We have a fire levy. We have fire officers.
Those are all gone when property
So
tax.
all of that money that goes to fund those
Yeah.
positions, it's gone.
Wow.
So I go back to doing what originally townships were meant to do, roads and zoning.
That's
And
it.
some townships don't even have zoning. So like you could do
Yeah,
whatever you
Springfield
want.
Township.
They don't
Yeah,
have any.
right. Wow.
John says becoming a city would protect Boardman from future annexation threats from Youngstown. No.
Let's so
Start the war drum.
Start the war.
I
drum.
don't know if Youngstown really truly would want to annex
There's
everybody,
no way.
because if you do that, then they have to redo all their precincts.
Yeah, there's
the
no
charter
way.
gets
I
changed.
think it's
Everything is
worth it.
changed.
Um,
If they did, that's what happens. Now, it could, but I just don't see the city
Could-
wanting to do that.
So
back
awesome.
total jump back
Sure,
to the eliminating, because this eliminating property tax, I've been all over it.
sure.
I love the idea of eliminating property tax to save the seniors housing and all the other excuses they're using. However, without having a plan,
They're just going to change the rules.
they're just going to change the rules. That inside millage,
Yeah.
the state could try and change that.
up it.
They were
They
trying
could
to.
up that.
They were trying to stop the inside millage thing from happening at the state level. There's actually one
Why?
state
Why were
rep
they?
up in Ashtabula.
Okay.
His idea was inside millage and this reevaluation that keeps going up
Yeah.
is unfair because people don't vote on it, and they should stop that.
Okay.
Okay,
Because
stop
it's
that.
because that I guess you're increasing taxes without
Without a
voting.
vote.
Yep, I agree.
Right?
Okay.
So he's saying stop that, and then, well, okay, you stop that or you take that away. So now you just took $1.8 million away
Just
from Boardman
gone.
Township, just gone.
And
On
you're
its-
and you're expected to try
so
and
now,
pass a vote.
So now what
right.
did they just say? Reduce our property taxes. Well, the only way I get money at the township is property taxes. You just took 1.8 away from me, so I got to either cut services
That's what's going to
deal
end up
with it,
happening. Is they're going to
or go ask for more property tax.
right.
So it comes down to, if people don't like the property tax model, just know the only other options are income and sales, and there's going to have to be changes to the revised code that allow those townships
That's
and
it.
schools.
I mean,
to
that's the
collect it.
answer. That's the answer.
Is
Yeah,
going to
that's
be a
the answer.
combination of those things. That's it.
I don't care what anybody says out there, because I've had these freaking crazy ass people telling me, oh, the numbers work if you raise it 1 or 2%. The numbers that I continually keep running when you do, like, there's like $24 million in property taxes that are collected or something like that. It is, you have to bump up the sales and the income tax by like 10%. And there's just, that's the only way. And then it's distributed, but it has to be distributed to the townships. Right now it's all going to the other.
It's depressing that
no
the
way.
people think that the government would let them have their money and
There's no way.
and not move the goalposts in some
yeah,
way.
the
shape,
they're
or
gonna
form.
move the
They're
goalposts.
The goofy thing
100%.
about it is this: 60% of your property taxes go to the school.
Mm-hmm.
But like in 1994, 1995, there was the DeRolf decision.
Right,
that
where it
said
said it was
all this was
illegal.
unconstitutional. And then no one fixed it.
Right.
It's been 40 some years. No one's fixed it.
Yeah.
So if that had been fixed, let's just say, look at your property tax now, 60% of it goes away. Are we still talking about this issue? Maybe not.
No, they'd be complaining about where the schools are getting their money the other
Maybe
direction.
not.
Right.
60% of the property tax gets solved because the state figures out a way to fund the school districts.
Yeah.
Then the little townships, this maybe is probably not a problem. For people. It's one of those situations where the state needs to do, I guess, for lack of a better term,
Their jobs.
there you go. You said it.
Yeah, I'll say it. I'll say it all day. We've had a lot of
go
the
to the bathroom real
state.
quick.
Yeah, go ahead. We've had the state people on. We've had like Katrona on.
Yeah.
We've had and they just we're working on this. We're working on this. We're working on that. There's no, like, you guys should have been working on this forever. Okay.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a conversation about combining police, fire, EMT services into similar to what Maryland uses? Instead of Poland, Boardman, etc., you have a county-wide services.
Holy crap. Yes. Let's talk about it because I think it's important is another thing. Regionalization. Everybody loves that word,
Right.
but then no one wants to do it.
Correct.
And here's what happened. So Boardman Township was looking at a way to improve our fire service. And one of the things we thought as a good idea would be to merge with another regional district.
Poland.
We tried
Western Reserve Fire
we
District.
tried Western Reserve.
Yep.
We talked to Canfield, Cardinal.
Yeah.
It did not work out. The city did not want to look at the idea of merging.
Yep.
They said, absolutely not, cut it out. It makes sense for a lot of reasons. And I know
Here.
I'm probably not saying,
No, say it.
here's what
Say
it comes
it.
down
Say it.
to.
That's why you're here. Say it.
If you had one fire district for all of Mahoning County,
Uh-huh.
let's talk about the positives. The training's all the same.
Yep.
You are now able to look at where you place stations so that you're able to respond the best way forward.
Right.
Instead of my little area and I'm going to put stations here, here, and here. Not everybody needs an aerial platform then, right?
Right,
Those
right,
are
right.
$2 million trucks.
Yeah.
You can't even afford those.
Right.
If you're doing EMS services, close as goes. It's
Yeah,
not
right.
a Boardman unit versus a Poland unit. I
Right.
don't want to send Poland into Boardman or
Right.
It's
right,
close
right.
as goes. We're talking about people's lives,
Right.
right? Central hiring point. I'm not competing with
Right.
all. So now Canfield pays a little bit more.
Therefore,
People want to go to Canfield. Now I
Yeah.
got to increase my cost to
yeah,
try to
cost
match.
goes up because you're
So
competing.
now you're competing.
Right.
Do you really need to compete
Right.
when we're talking about EMS? And we should be centralizing those services.
Okay.
It would save money. Now, okay, buying, right? I got to buy bunker gear, turnout gear. That stuff's expensive. But if you're buying it in bulk, maybe you get
Yeah.
a deal. There's things that make sense.
The arguments, because I know some of the people that,
like, I love my fire department. I don't want my fire department.
I want them calling on me directly.
Yeah.
I don't want to worry about them being in Boardman and then coming all the way to
Yes.
that
Right.
kind of stuff. Right.
So
That was the
that's
concern.
what-
That was
a
the
big
concern. Yeah.
So 22 fire departments in Mahoning County,
Yeah. Wow.
22 fire chiefs.
Yeah.
A lot of the fire departments will have EMS units. Can they run them all the time? Not really.
Yeah. Right. Right.
So I
That
say
would
to
be
myself,
cost. So you're saying that would be cost
it'd
cutting.
be cost.
Yeah.
So what had happened was one of my trustees, Tom Costello,
Yep.
been around a while. He went down to the county, wrote a letter to the commissioner saying, hey, really, we should look at regionalizing fire EMS service. It should be done. So there was a committee formed a year ago.
Mhm.
And what had happened was they couldn't consensus on
There's no way.
consolidating.
Yeah. There's no
There was
way.
a lot of people conflicting. So they ended up at the end of it getting some more money to train firefighters to be paramedics, EMTs,
Right.
to help with the system.
Right.
Because it's a system. Let's face facts. Private, public, You got lanes, you got EMT in Youngstown.
Now, Boardman, you have your own EMS now, right?
We have one unit. And
That's
we can
it.
only run it when we have the staff to run it.
Dude, they only have one EMS.
Lanes provide.
See, I remember that was a big
They
controversy
take
too. It was
from-
like Lane
yeah.
was.
So
I remember
so
that.
here's what it is now. Lanes provides the same service for 6 other communities. So they have 6 units, 7 units maybe at service at all times. But when that one unit gets called, down the system's down.
Right.
So it's not a perfect system.
Yeah.
It's working. I can't tell you it's working great.
Poland doesn't go into Boardman if like Lane's
They
gone,
do.
right? They will.
Backup.
All right. Okay.
But at one point they weren't.
I remember this.
They didn't want to come to Boardman because Boardman didn't have an ambulance unit of itself. Boardman.
I remember
Fire
this.
And then you take from
And
But
then,
then the other
the
Google
problem
thing-
was
They
it's
were
like they're
pissed.
over there and I have a heart attack in Poland.
Yeah,
They're
so
not
like
going
now-
to
care about our people.
So what
Yeah.
happened was you shouldn't look at someone who needs EMS services. Well, like they should.
That's a Boardman person. Don't help them.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
That's so Poland. of
That
them.
is so Poland.
you-
I don't want this. I don't want my ambulance.
I don't want to
Boardman.
help Boardman and riffraff get their
Do I
heart
like the
attack to
idea
the
of
hospital.
regionalization for those type of services? Yeah, I do. I think it.
Right.
I think by having one central hiring point, you don't have to worry about this game where you're trying to steal firefighters and paramedics from
Yeah,
one
that
another.
makes sense. You're going to drive the price
Then
up.
you're driving
Yeah.
the price up. You got 22 fire chiefs. I mean, there's
Yeah.
so many different
Wow.
nuances. And then this equipment is astronomical.
Yeah.
I don't know how the town, even if nothing changes and we're all the same, the property
Yeah.
tax doesn't get repealed. I don't know how you continue to fund just the equipment. The trucks do not go down; they go up.
I don't know how Poland does it. Poland's got some really nice stuff. Do you ever see our fire trucks? We have some really nice
Fire
fire
districts,
trucks.
man. Fire
Yeah.
districts are great.
Yeah.
They spread out the cost. The bigger the fire district, the more spread out the cost, and you can plan your responses accordingly and make sure you have enough people to do the job. Right now, there's automatic mutual aid that we have between
Right.
Cardinal and Poland, meaning if I have a big fire,
Yeah, they're all there. Yeah.
my fire department needs those other departments
Yeah.
to be able to help with that fire.
Right.
There are, they call them national fire prevention standards for like, and let me tell you this right now, there's not one community that can meet those standards on their own.
Yeah.
You need help to
Well,
get
that's
enough
like-
people. And staff
I mean,
on a
that's
fire
like when
scene. You need help.
in East Palestine, they were all down there.
We
Yeah,
sent our
everybody,
crews.
everybody was
Yeah,
down there.
everybody.
Poland was down. Yeah,
So, like,
everybody
when
was
you
down there.
We're talking about a fire and EMS response.
Yeah.
Those responses, it should be a countywide,
Yeah, that makes sense.
having everybody be able to respond in the right amount of time.
Right.
I don't know how it gets done
Yeah.
because I can only do the Boardman Township, right? I'm the administrator for just Boardman. I work for my elected officials. If
Yeah.
they give me a task,
That's what
that's
you
what
do.
I'm going to do. When I talk in terms of giving them options, I recommended trying to do a district because it makes sense in a lot of ways.
Right.
But it is what it is.
Let's shift. To,
Can I shift since you
Go
talk about tasks?
Yeah.
Real fast before we get to the mall.
Yeah,
We'll end on the mall.
We'll
We'll end on the mall. We're gonna end on the. There's like 60 people.
We call,
Yeah, we can call.
Would you mind if we called?
Cohen now?
Cohen?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
called and left them a message. They don't return my calls.
We
You
have
called
every
too,
We've
right?
single,
called. You know we call
every
every.
single
Yeah, you call.
show for the past 2
Before
months.
we do that, though, we're going to talk about tasks that he's been given to do.
Okay.
Got a bone to pick with you, Jason.
Go ahead. What do we need?
You made flyers
I did.
for the Save the Deer people
Made a postcard for
Mm.
the deer people.
using Boardman Township funds
You son of a bitch.
to
So-
support those freaking wackos.
So here's what it was. The revised code took away the we don't have the ability as a township,
Uh-huh.
right, to have any input in Mill Creek Park because
good.
it's a regional district, right?
Good.
It's so,
Yep.
but we are the community around it. Youngstown said, no guns. You're not shooting
You
in here.
can, but you're a township. You
We
can't
couldn't
do it.
do it.
Yeah.
So we wrote a letter saying, let the township have the authority like a city to say if the park is mainly in Boardman
Thanks for coming on.
and all these homeowners have concerns about this shooting,
You're
why can't we have
So
any
if
say?
you made them postcards, can you make us postcards that say "annihilate the deer"?
Annihilate the
call the deer,
Call
deer?
the deer.
We didn't ask to stop the hunt. We asked to have the power to be able
which
to
would have
a
stopped the
say.
hunt though, because those wackos
Well,
are at all your meetings.
What we
harassing you guys.
would have come up with was, okay, if you're going to shoot in Boardman, here's what our requirements would have been. We don't even have the
Those
ability to do
Do
deer
the Save the
people
Deer
would've
people
been-
know that you play Ark Survival and kill animals?
probably not.
They do now.
They
do
do.
now.
They do.
now.
They're going to be.
The
They're going to be
digital-
headhunting.
So the other thing is, and this is,
Digital
this is
animals.
crazy. So
They
let's talk
deserve
about
a life
Save
too.
the digital
let's rip
animals.
the Band-Aid off the deer thing, right?
Yeah,
So
let's hear it.
if you're going to call a herd because you think they're overpopulated, you can do a hunt, traditionally do a hunt, but you can also have done it quietly by contraceptives.
That doesn't work though.
So
the
you have
science
these-
isn't there. Science isn't there.
You got the feeding pens, right?
Yep.
They come in, they eat. You got the cameras now. Technology's
Not-
changed. Let's talk about it.
Not cost
They can
effective.
track these things. It's not, but it would have been it could have been done without the hubbub.
Not cost effective. We're trying to
It would
save.
have been
We're
done
trying to save
without the
money,
hubbub.
Jason. We're trying to save money for the town.
I agree. Well, I don't pay.
We're at Mill Creek Park.
Mill Creek Park is
We're trying
the
to save
ones that pay for
Trying to
that.
save money.
And the interesting thing about Mill Creek Park too, it's like I said, majority of it is in Boardman Township.
Fair.
So you've got the
But they have
area
their
that's-
own government though. Like Mill Creek
They're
Park has its
completely their
completely
own
separate. It's like its
job.
own little town.
it's their own thing. So like
Yeah.
if you were upset about the deer hunt, go to them. The township has no authority. So all we were asking for is a seat at the table.
Yeah.
We didn't say cut the deer hunt.
The-
we just said we don't have any way to do
The
anything.
crazy STD people, they were going to all the like they
Everywhere.
were trying to do whatever they could, and
Everywhere.
I caught them lying. Like they're still like
They had that survey where
yeah.
they were,
Where they were. Did you see that post?
uploading
They were.
the-
Did you see that?
more
Keep-
votes.
it's
Yeah. It's like
American
they're-
Idol where
they're-
you keep voting over and over and over.
Yeah,
for
it's
the
very
wrong
strange.
person.
you have to understand that for me, it's like I'm pretty sure like they have, you know how like when they went into like Iraq, they had like the cards, like the ace was like Saddam Hussein, and
Right.
like the jack was a different. Like I'm literally like there's
you
Aaron
might
Young.
be like
I am down. Yeah, they can't.
and the
stand
thing
me.
is, like, I have to work with Mill Creek Park in some extent because the water heads that direction.
yeah, that's all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all the poop water goes to the
so
lakes.
we want to make sure that we're not inundating them, and there might be times where might need to do a project in there.
yeah.
But I don't have the trustees don't have anything to do with Mill Creek Park.
Yeah.
So they were coming to our meetings because what had happened, they weren't getting any
Anything
ability
back?
to
Yeah.
talk. They
went-
couldn't even talk.
They
at
went
the
to
Mill Creek Park.
Struthers. They've gone all over the
And
place.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't control. So we have Boardman Park, right?
Yep.
Boardman Park.
Love it.
has a
Beautiful.
park
Park. Love
board
it. It's fantastic.
that
By
gets
the way.
appointed by the trustees, those 3 park board commissioners.
Yep.
And we have our little park. We don't have a deer hunt going on in our little park.
There's deer there though, right?
There's deer there though.
Yeah.
Mill Creek, it's its own thing.
Yeah.
And if you have a problem, the probate judge appoints those members of the board.
Yeah. Russo.
Go there.
Yep.
The township does not have.
Oh, they
anything-
tried to get Russo too. They tried to get everybody.
So,
they
like,
lost.
There's not much we can do.
Yeah.
And the postcard was to say, "Hey, can you give the township some more power?"
Do
Say
you
something.
remember what I did?
And they didn't want to do anything.
Did you remember? So he did this postcard thing. So I'm a pain in the ass, by the way. I don't know if you
It's
do.
fine.
If you remember me doing this, he did this postcard thing. So I did a Freedom of Information Act to get a copy of the postcard, to get the emails and stuff to say, because they were using. I was pissed because they were using township money to make these postcards, and it was such a bit like I was just like, and what's his name? Who's the guy that used to be a town trustee and now he's not? He's in a position.
Our fiscal officer?
Yeah, who's
okay,
that?
Brad Calhoun. He's
Calhoun.
Calhoun.
Calhoun saw me at a Phantoms game, and he just comes up to me. He's like, "You son of a bitch!" I was laughing. So I saw him. He's like, "You son of a bitch!" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "You're doing that on purpose, just to screw with us because we helped the save the deer." I was like, "Yes."
And we're not, and like I said, I always look at it from, and this is me as
Yeah.
an administrator, can I get some additional power for the township?
That
Because
makes
we're
sense.
so limited
Yeah.
on what we can do. So limited.
I
on
never
what we can do.
realized that. Like you guys
You
are
can't-
handicapped. Yeah, you're
We
hamstring.
can't do anywhere near a city or village
Yeah.
can do.
Wow.
We don't have any sort
So
of-
before, let's get it. Enough of the
We
deer.
gotta
I mean,
talk. We gotta
let's talk about the mall. We're running late
The
already.
mall.
So the mall. What kind? I keep hearing. Why didn't you guys stop the sales transaction? You can't. You can't even collect income, or you can't even
No.
collect sales or income.
So
tax.
a lot of times people will say, why doesn't Boardman get a cheesecake factory? Why doesn't Boardman have a Top Golf?
Right.
I can't make someone
Want to go there?
buy the property and do that.
Right.
If it's not in the market, meaning if they look at Boardman and say, well, you know what, I don't think my Cheesecake Factory's
Or
going to
Top
They
Golf would
do
work.
their own marketing
Yeah.
research
They
to
have-
see if the
and it-
people will
the
support them. And
the marketing research is crazy. They know traffic counts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They collect the cell phone data. They know where
Right.
you're shopping. They
Yeah.
know what you buy.
Right.
right.
It's so detailed.
Wow.
So let's talk about it. I can't buy them all as a township. Can't
Okay.
do it. For any business coming in, there are
Can you stop? Can you stop
No.
the trend? You can't stop
You
the.
can't
Let's
stop a
let's
sale.
put this away right now.
You
You
can't-
can't stop a sale.
You
You
can't.
can't
you
stop.
don't have
any of
any. You don't even know who they're going to sell to. You
right?
don't-
Because it's private company
it's-
stuff, right?
This is capitalism. This
Yeah.
is America. We
it.
don't control like, oh, there's another gas station. And look, they bought a piece of property. It's commercial. A gas station can go in there. They went in there.
Can you stop car washes? There's
I-
too many car washes.
You can try and limit,
Yeah.
but if you really can't though. It's,
Yeah.
it's America, right?
And the-
Capitalism at
and the
play.
marketing research shows that in poorer areas,
car washes.
car washes,
Dollar Generals.
Generals, all this auto repair places
Does Boardman have a Dollar
Like-
General?
like O'Reilly
couple.
Auto Parts,
Yeah, there's a couple.
AutoZone, they all succeed in poorer areas. And
But now you don't want the jobs then? So you don't want there's jobs and money. These people are making money as a business.
No, they don't want it.
So like the mall itself, here's what it is. We want the mall to succeed because there's jobs, there's people, it brings in community. I don't want it to fail.
Right.
I can't force them to pay their property taxes. And then people say, well, don't send your services there. Well, okay, in that respect, then if you don't pay your property taxes, then shouldn't I send nobody to Akron Children's if they need help? Should I send nobody to
Right.
Mercy Health? They're nonprofits. They don't pay property taxes. Should I not send them
I
services?
didn't know that. I had no idea. That.
So
All right, wow.
what happens is the mall, the owner, not paying their property taxes, they're still businesses. They're people that have their jobs there. People still go there. I can't
Right.
just not show up or
Right.
can't give them permits. I mean, at the end of the day, if the property tax goes away, the mall's still going to be there anyway. They're going to be happy that there's no property tax.
Right.
But I don't control it. The one thing that people want us to do, give them some tax incentives, right? Well, the tax incentives for like a PACE bond, maybe you've heard of that.
Mm.
So if you're any business, you can go and try and get incentives to improve your business. And there's the government,
Okay.
the state of Ohio has different things you can do. So if you wanted to say upgrade your building envelope and put HVAC systems in, but you don't have the money up
You
front,
can go get a bond. Okay.
you can go ahead and get something called a PACE bond, which is through an ESID, wonderful terminology.
Okay. Right.
But essentially what you're doing is you're increasing your own property tax to pay this bond off.
Makes sense.
So
Okay.
you're using property tax as a mechanism.
Right.
Uh,
Wow.
So I had a group of people that are very interested in the mall, these citizens group.
The citizens group. Jimmy's been commenting actually. Okay.
Yeah. So he has an incentive menu that he said,
Yeah. He's asked about.
there's another company out there that would buy it, but they need these incentives. Well, the problem is the incentives can only be offered if there's actually something you're going to do. So the mall had a community reinvestment area. When they tore down the Sears,
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
they were going to build new stuff. So what they did is they asked for, when I build this new stuff, I want to keep my property taxes at the same level as the old stuff. So I'm not paying as much to that inside millage, right?
Yeah,
I'm not going to pay as much. So then I'm going to put new development in, and then I'll get an abatement on that for 15 years. And it saves me money because I'm not paying my taxes,
Makes
but I'm
sense.
going to build something
Right. Yeah.
new.
Yeah.
Well, they already got one on that new section of the mall.
Okay.
If a new owner were to buy the mall, they would have to do something similar to get a abatement. So they're going
Right.
to spend money. So someone would have to buy the mall
And
from Cohen and
and
then do something to get an abatement to get
glass
more money.
roof on the mall.
I'm telling you,
Joe.
business idea.
Joe. There it is.
Glass roof.
We make the mall
There it is. There it
a
is.
So-
greenhouse.
We just came full circle, Joe.
So that
my
just came
idea.
full circle,
my
Joe.
idea is coming
Full
to
circle.
fruition.
Full circle.
It's
then you-
all up
so
here,
then you do-
Joe.
It's
It's all
another tool is
up
called
here.
a TIF, right?
I've heard of that.
Incentive
Okay.
Financing. That's for infrastructure that might be missing on the site. So the person who would be buying the mall would be getting a TIF,
Okay.
and you're going to cut their taxes because they're going to do some improvement. So
Does
they're
the
not,
township not want to do that?
what's the I'm trying to
Well,
understand
it's
what
better.
the improvement is, because if you're asking for the tax break, There's something that goes along with it.
A tax break would be, to me, a tax break would be better than not getting paid taxes like you guys are currently right now.
So you're not getting taxes, but you're going to give them a tax break. But someone has to buy it from Cohen.
They're saying they have a party ready to go.
So they have to. So that party has to buy it.
Okay.
First and foremost, you
You have
can't
to go to Cohen and
you
file.
can't you can't just give these property tax incentives
Which
to.
Cohen isn't paying his taxes.
So
he
Jimmy's
probably
saying
just wants to
all
keep collecting
parties are
rent.
in agreement. Just need township to get that menu across the finish line to get criminal like Cohen out.
So let's take what he's saying.
Yeah.
And boil it down
Yep.
here. So someone has to buy it first and foremost.
So Cohen has to sell.
Yeah.
The people have to buy it.
And then they have to come to you with a plan. It's not like I can just give the tax break.
Right.
You have to then show.
They won't buy it without that menu.
The problem is they can't just do the menu without doing the work for the menu. So you have to have a community investment area. Means you're going to spend money. Whether this buyer is going to spend money to reinvest and get a break on the taxes.
So yeah, you're not just going to get.
You can't just say I'm cutting your taxes
because you're buying the mall.
Yeah, the mall generates about $1.2 million in property taxes.
Well, it's not generating anything now.
Say a guy buys the mall, and then you say, okay, theoretically, I'm going to wipe those property taxes from you for the next 20 years, so you can buy the mall. There's no mechanism just to do that. You actually have to have some infrastructure that you're going to do that you get a break on.
So he buys the mall. Just said this.
Yeah.
So I buy the mall,
Yes.
and then I come to the township and I say, okay, I
want to develop this.
I am going to fix this up. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that.
Yeah, and then what it is not just say you're going to do it. There's actually documentation that you have to do legally by revised code. The CRA requires a study done, and you have to prove that you can actually. What you're doing is what the spirit of the CRA is.
So he's asking, would you meet with the developer?
That's not how it works.
Would you guys meet with the developer?
I know who he's talking about.
Yeah.
And if the developer wants to bring forward a plan and then show the plan, buy them all, then you can do it.
There you go.
But anybody could do that.
I'm going to do it.
The problem is retail is tough.
You can't try and get the township on the hook to bow to you and do what you want without and say, hey, we'll do all this. If you do all this, we'll buy it. That's not how it
seems
works.
like it seems
they
like
have to buy it first.
You're saying,
and then you get the abatement.
You're saying
the mall already has abatements.
Right.
Yeah.
They already have abatements.
Right.
They have an ESID, which I talked about, a PACE bond, to do all of their HVAC and building. This is before they sold.
This makes sense.
So this ESID still exists.
Right.
And there are bondholders that are owed money that they're not getting paid. They also have a CRA on the new development. They have that. The mall didn't come at the time with a TIF because a TIF's usually for infrastructure, meaning I need a new road.
Yeah.
I need a bridge. I need some utilities brought in. All of those are there.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I'm going to give a TIF.
Huh.
So the developer, whoever buys it, has to have the plan to
That
show
makes
what
sense.
the break would be.
Right.
I can't do it on a spec. There's no speculation on it.
Yeah. So they're the group, Jimmy and friends are
Jimmy Lewis in the news.
They're basically putting their cart before the horse right now.
Yeah. So the developer can come and talk. Any developer can come talk to us. In fact, we have developers talking to us right now for other projects in Boardman.
Yeah.
Some that are very exciting.
There you go, Jimmy. We got it.
So what we want to do is, and this applies to any business, there are mechanisms in the revised code that allow you to find ways to help improve your business.
Right.
But in order to do that, it's money.
Yeah.
Right. So you got to be willing as the business owner to spend some money to maybe get a little bit of a break. But if Cohen is the current owner and they've already got some tax breaks,
yeah,
the new owner, if someone's going to buy it, has to come up with those same
plan. That makes sense.
So yeah, it's just the way it works mechanically. And I know Jimmy has emailed me a million times. You can email me, call me anytime. My cell phone's number.
What he's saying, why didn't you reach out?
Why is it his responsibility to reach out, Jimmy? Why doesn't your developer reach out to him? Stop trying to make the government do the work for the business and have the business do the work reaching out to the government.
So if I call the developer, which I know which one he's talking about, and say, okay, what are your plans? He's, I like to buy the mall for X, and then I need all of these things. Okay, well, you have to buy it first, and then we can talk about how you get those tax incentives.
Right.
But guess
The
what?
developer wants those promises
Yeah.
prior to buying it.
And
That
that's
makes
something
sense.
that you
And I
you
don't.
can't do that unless you. If he comes to me with a CRA packet
Yeah.
and it does not even fly because it doesn't match the CRA requirements, I can't give him that. So he has to
Yeah.
do that work on his
Yeah,
images.
and from a competitor with this developer, I wouldn't want Boardman Township bending the knee to this developer if I was a small business. It's like, no, you did all that special stuff for them. I want that same treatment, and you
Right.
can't have that
And
same
and
treatment
have
to
do-
everybody.
And those small businesses are the ones that have to put in
Right.
to submit.
This is interesting. Wow.
The township can't spend the money to do the work for that
Right.
developer.
Makes sense.
Right.
They have to spend the
makes
money
sense.
Yeah.
to bring this study to the
But
township.
the developer doesn't want to spend the money. Which
And if they
I
don't,
get it.
and again, if the developer wants to buy it,
Buy it.
great.
Buy it.
It's capitalism. Buy it.
Buy it, and then
These incentives exist for you once you buy it, but you have to actually come forward with the project.
that makes sense.
And just
And the developer is afraid of the risk of if they don't know
then
ahead
they
of
won't get
time,
the stuff.
they
Yeah,
won't.
and-
They
Yeah.
might not
That
get it
makes
once
sense.
they buy it, and then they'll fail.
And the thing
Huh.
is about the mall, like if you look at the Eastwood Mall, right? They're more and more of it's becoming non-retail stuff. Like they're bringing in other things that are not retail.
Right.
So the model's been changing for years, right? Used to be, oh, plaza. Oh, then I want a mall. Well, I don't want a plaza anymore. I want outside shopping. Well, maybe now we're shopping on Amazon.
Yeah.
Everything changes. Nothing has ever
Right.
stayed the same. The
Right.
one thing constant is change. So how people are doing business has changed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
It needs to
I
be
could
something that
use Amazon every. My porch
Right,
is full.
right,
I mean,
right.
I don't like going shopping.
it has to be something where people want to go there to actually do something.
And I don't, let's the other thing is too, I don't have control over Macy's. I don't have control over J.C. Penney's.
Dillard's.
I don't have control over Dillard's.
Yeah.
These companies exist. They may go in or out of business. So once they're in or out of business, those spaces all have to be repurposed
Yeah.
by somebody.
Yeah.
But if the retail market isn't looking for big boxes, they want other models.
Yeah.
That private sector is going to do that.
Well, how is you said the Eastwood Mall? The
Mm-hmm.
Eastwood Mall compared to the Southern part, like it's not even the same ballpark anymore.
They're different.
It used to
They're
be,
different things.
right?
They're different things.
They're just totally
And
different.
you're attracting different people.
Yeah.
Are people from Columbiana driving all the way up to Eastwood?
My
Mall?
wife
Probably
is.
Not. I don't know.
My wife is.
You got to look at see where the traffic's going, where the shopping is. If there's a Target here and there's a Target in Eastwood Mall, but you live in Columbiana, you're
Yeah.
probably going to go to this Target first.
Right. Right. Before the only time I ever
Certain
go up to
things are
East,
going to bring you to certain locations.
I go. You know why we got there? Bass Pro Shops. That's
There
the
you
only
go.
reason
You're
we
going to
go
go there because there's a Bass Pro.
That's
Shop.
the only reason we go up there.
So destination shopping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. That's the thing that people have been talking about. What's the thing that's going to bring you there? What's the destination? And then once you're there, maybe you buy something.
And there's no real destination in the mall right now, other than the bar. There's a couple.
You
the
got
Iron
Steel Valley
yeah,
Brew Works.
Yeah, that's
Which
about
does
it.
a great
nightlife,
job.
Which is
Yeah.
nightlife.
Double
right now.
bogeys.
Yeah, double bogeys.
You've got Planet Fitness does phenomenal.
yeah,
Yeah.
EW3s, it gets a big
Because-
traffic flow. I mean,
yeah,
so there are things that bring people to those spots,
right.
but are they going in and shopping? I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
It's attraction. It's
What do you bring?
you go to the gym to go to the gym and work out.
Right.
That's something.
That makes
Nightlife.
sense.
You go to the bar
Yeah.
to talk with people and communicate. It has to be something.
B-dubs,
It's
yeah.
not. It's not shopping anymore. It's got to be more than just shopping.
So when I go to the
Yeah.
mall with my kid, I mentioned
Yeah, you said this before we
My
started. Yeah,
kid likes to go, and it's like, oh my god, I'm getting hosed. They want to go to Build-A-Bear because they're
Yeah.
a kid.
yeah.
They want to go to the candy shop.
oh, the little,
Yeah.
the little thing.
yeah, they want
It's
to
the
ride. She loves
experience.
riding
Yeah,
those little
those little
things.
things,
yeah.
So the mall for me is for my child. She loves to go there. We
Santa
paint
Claus.
at the pottery.
Santa Claus. We still the only time I go to the mall is for Santa Claus.
Experience.
So
special.
I
The
take my
experience
kid
of the
there
mall
for like
itself.
a fun day because I know I'm going to paint some pottery, get a slice of pizza. We're going to ride a little animal.
Right.
Like that's what would draw me to the mall.
Yep.
Right. You need a draw.
So you need something to bring you there, and kids
Correct.
bring things. When we do the at the mall, we traditionally will like march in a parade with the Boardman band.
Yeah.
Santa Claus comes in.
Yeah.
That mall is packed that day because you know why? The band kids are there. Their parents are there.
They're all there.
They're all there for a thing.
Yeah.
For a
So,
thing.
so my pitch, Mr. Developer, is to buy the mall, chop the roof off, make it a greenhouse, crank up the
See-
heat, and then put like plants and stuff in there, put restaurants inside so that when it's freezing cold, December through March, we have a place to go, hang out in, go for a little walk in the park inside.
Your idea is crazy.
It's gonna kill it.
People have done that. They've turned malls into lifestyle centers.
Yeah.
They'll put senior housing in a mall.
Oh,
There you
they
go.
have, Joe.
They'll put doctors in a mall.
Oh,
They
yeah.
have, Joe.
They do stuff like that. They do stuff. So like, and then other times, the malls that don't make it, they become light manufacturing. This is a thing that exists already, and they come in there with like 3D printing, things that aren't heavy, but they get utilized.
You got
right.
So this space
utilize
is
it, Joe.
You know, you're talking about draw, and I'm in my head. I don't know if this popped into my head. So, 80s before you were born. There's a 16-year difference between us, by the way. I'm this older brother, 15 and a half. Okay, back in the 80s, we were talking. This is all coming full circle again.
Yeah, when movies sucked.
There was nothing in Boardman. Listen, there was
that's
nothing
my
in
hot
Boardman. There wasn't a Target. There wasn't all stuff. The mall had a draw.
That was a big deal.
Not just because of shopping.
Yeah.
There was a movie theater.
Mm.
There was there was Diller. There was
There's bowling. There's Jillian's.
There was bowling. There was they had all this stuff in the
Woolworths
mall.
was there.
Woolworths.
Sears.
Like
The Gyro place. I remember all the old school malls.
So that's
Chick-fil-A. The first Chick-fil-A was in the mall.
we would go to the mall not just to shop. There was
Social-
It was a thing.
Yeah, it was a thing, and that there were little fountains.
Yeah,
I remember the
I
fountains.
remember
Bring the fountains
the
back.
fountains in the 90s.
They used to
Dolphin
have that
fountains.
really crazy restaurant that overlooked where the Macy's was, and you'd watch. I mean, it was a destination.
Right.
Yeah,
it was
a destination.
and that's I think that's just the difference. So
But
they're going to
then
have to adjust.
Amazon allowed me to get my stuff in 2 days at my doorstep. Why would I leave home? You have to create something to force people to leave.
What
attraction?
So with this dude not paying the taxes,
Yes.
the township can't do anything about that.
So
it's going to go to
the county.
It's
so
going
it
to go
takes
to the
2
county.
years for delinquency. And
I
let's
was
talk about
researching that.
tax delinquency.
Yeah.
The mall's not the only entity tax delinquent. In fact, you can go to the auditor's website. There's a giant page, 1,000+ people not paying their taxes. Some homeowners, 20,000 in the arrears.
Wow.
The county is the mechanism to go after that. But to do that, it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
You've got to go to court.
I was reading that the
You
other day.
can
It's
only-
freaking crazy.
So if you have let's see, 1,000 people that are delinquent in their taxes, right?
yeah.
The amount of effort to then go collect on and foreclose
And liens and
you
foreclose.
can, you're not going to get to 1,000 people in a year. The court docket wouldn't even allow for that many.
right.
So you try and take your biggest ones and go after them. And the mall right now, it's not even a year. It's 1 year.
And from what I'm reading, he could keep sprinkle paying too to delay it.
In fact, there are developers in Boardman that have done that historically,
Sprinkle
where they
pay.
do sprinkle pay.
Yeah.
And these are big developers with big money, and they don't pay their full tax. They get on a repayment plan,
Isn't that crazy?
and they get multiple repayment plans. So there are big developers with big
Legal-
names that are legally doing
legally
it.
Totally
doing
fine.
it,
And
which
it's
is
totally-
what his move's going to be eventually.
And what it comes down to is if this property tax thing goes away, then this mall thing.
maybe
what-
he's
that's what he's
just out
hoping
waiting.
for.
Maybe
It's
he's
an
just waiting
investment.
that out.
And then let's talk about that. If you are a big company like a Walmart, a Target, or a Simco that has a bunch of rentals, this is great for you. Property taxes go away. You just saved a ton of money, and you've pushed all your costs onto your tenants, your employees, your shoppers. They don't have to worry about it.
35 to 40% is what I came up with the numbers of property tax in Ohio that is paid by businesses.
Wow.
And the businesses get away now with saying, okay, I'm going to build my big development here, my Walmart, and the police and everything, they're going to respond to it. But everybody who shops and works for me, they're going to pay for it. I'm the business. I get away with paying nothing.
Yeah.
So unless the law changes to make a way that the businesses pay a good chunk of the income and sales,
right,
they're gonna win. And do you think a landlord's going to reduce rent?
Hell no.
Probably not.
Hell no. I'm going to take that
And
money.
again, that's my own hot take.
You're going to take your money.
I'm not representing Boardman Township in me saying that. That's me, Jason.
No,
Lorre,
100%. No.
Person saying, I don't think they're going to cut the rents.
They're not. No one will. And the city and the stores won't lower their prices.
No, I don't see that happen.
No, it's going to be huge. I agree.
So there's got to be a good mix. Someone's got to figure it out. The state reps got to come to work. The trustees recognize that. They sent out a letter saying, look, we don't like it because the property tax is really hard to work with.
Right.
No one loves to pass it. No one wants to pass a new property tax, but it's the only way to fund those services you get. So in your big property tax circle on the auditor's website, 20% of that is what's us.
Wow. All right. So this has been an hour and 40. This is crazy. Dude, you've been great. You've been fantastic. Your knowledge has been fantastic. I have a question for you before you go.
Yeah.
As you're going to get this. Do you have an HR department?
Yeah, you're talking to them.
Okay. Remember the Canfield thing? With the HR not having an HR department, we'd like to advise you to get an HR department.
So here's what we got.
Do you remember what what I'm talking about?
Yeah, for when
we're talking about when the Canfield dude was.
Yeah.
The last city administrator we talked to was the Canfield guy.
City of Canfield city manager.
Yeah, we had him on, and then we found out like 4 months later he was banging the secretary on the desk. So we would like to advise you to get an HR department.
So let me say that Boardman Township, we use a labor firm, Clemens and Nelson.
Okay, good.
Our policy manual is updated every year, and we follow our policy manual.
Maybe we should ask the people below you as your employees, because that was their complaint. He's going to come in and he's going to talk about how amazing he is, but you need to talk to the people who actually work for him.
Oh, that was
fantastic. So
say he's just the worst.
First and foremost, I will tell you this: I'm learning every day.
Yeah. Still, and
the only way to learn is to make mistakes.
Yeah.
I don't claim to know everything, and if I don't know the answer to something, I'll tell you I don't know, and I got to go research.
There you go.
Right.
I appreciate that.
Good leader.
The other goofy thing is, I try not to micromanage my department heads, because then if I had to do that, why are they there?
Yeah.
Right. Fair.
Take some notes.
I like that
Stop
too.
Micromanaging
So my police chief, my fire chief, my road superintendent, I got to let them work. And in that same vein, sometimes they're going to make mistakes, and that policy manual, which is super important,
covers it.
You have to follow it.
Yeah.
It covers your butt. CYA, cover your butt.
I like it.
If you don't do those trainings you're supposed to do on sexual harassment, discrimination, the liability's on you. I don't want to go to jail. Right. I love my job, love my family. I want to make sure I'm not violating the law.
Yeah.
I'm never going to advise the trustees to do something that breaks the law or is against revised code.
And being in a leadership position, and like you have eyes on you, and
all
people can find it, people can see it.
I put my cell phone on the website.
Yeah.
Right? You can find me. You can call me.
I'll tell you what, I do take those sexual harassment courses and all of those other things very seriously, while I am skipping through them and playing video games in my other hand.
You got to
watch those.
So when I say like the day-to-day operation,
very seriously.
When you have 160 employees, the day-to-day operation,
I couldn't even imagine. Yeah,
it's a lot.
You and O'Keel and Brittany,
and then you take into the fact that you have the residents calling with issues and complaints, and then bigger infrastructure problems. There's a lot going on in the township. So I don't police or view Facebook all the time. I don't check my Instagram all the time. It's so much easier if you call me or email me. I will get back to you.
Yeah, there you go.
And if I can help you, I will. If I can't, I'm going to tell you I can't.
Yeah,
I have people call me about rats. I have rats in my yard. I don't have anybody at the township that does rat extermination, right?
We got a guy.
So
we got a guy for you.
We tell people like Board of Health, we'll try to refer them there. Rats come for food. Like there's certain things that I can't help you with.
Yeah.
But I'll try to point you in at least the right direction. The township can't fix all the problems. We're not a city. I don't have.
There you go.
So we
can be if you come together, Boardman,
and rally against Youngstown.
Rise up, Boardman.
All right. Well, we gotta go. We have to go do our real talk. Oh yeah, let's call Cohen before we go.
Because I left him a message too. Yeah, I'm waiting for him to call me back.
Isaac talked to him
because he needs an ESID board member, right?
Yeah,
I need one.
Isaac,
I did talk to him. I got super nervous,
and he freaked. He picked up when he called.
Call him now.
He picked up, and then Isaac.
I brought up my idea for the greenhouse in the mall.
Totally drops the ball.
We sent a letter asking for a good point of contact because I want to be able to communicate.
There's nobody, right? They won't
respond.
Yeah, they'll never respond.
Just like we're waiting on those taxes.
For human resources and payroll, press 2.
Human resources.
For project management and facilities, press 3.
It's very big.
For investments or to speak with Mike Cohen, press 4.
I'm pretty sure he knows our phone number by now.
You got to start 6-7ing it.
He might be screening.
I'm sure he's screening. Are you taking this?
You're up, and then
No, I did it last time.
I did it last time. I did Tuesday, or I did Tuesday. I did Tuesday.
Okay.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, you do it.
Well, I'll introduce you first. We'll do it this way.
Special guest on the show today, Jason Lorre.
No, Jimmy, we're not pressing two. We're leaving a message for Mike.
Irene.
You can try and tell him
sweet.
what to do, Jimmy, but we're not going to tell us what to
I'm not
do.
available to answer your call right now, but please leave your brief message and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.
Please leave your message after the tone. When done, hang up or press the pound key.
Hey, Mike. It's Luke and Isaac from the MLO Bros. This is your Friday call to remember to pay your taxes. You are now
2 payments late.
2 payments late. And today, we actually have the Boardman Township Administrator, Jason Lorre. Are you French? I don't think you sound French. Jason, what would you like to say to Mike? Go ahead.
So, Mike, I reached out a couple days ago, left a message. We have an ESID board, which is needs a representative from Cohen, and we have to have a meeting. So you can give me a call back anytime, 330-501-5776, just following up. If you can give me a call, I'd like to get this ESID board squared away and get that properly running. Thanks.
Also, from the MLO Bros. Nothing to do with Boardman Township. We really like our mall. We'd appreciate you paying your taxes and stop being a butthole.
I got to pay my taxes on my house, Mike. You should pay your house, your taxes on the mall. It's only fair.
Don't be a butthole, Mike.
Don't be a butthole, Mike. You're being a butthole. All right. Hey, have a great weekend, butthole.
Bye.
Things you can say that I can't, right? That's how government
And that
works.
is why I said I'll never run. Like people are like, why don't you and Isaac run for something? I was like, no, because our hands would be tied. I don't want to say anything.
I had a troll tell me the other day, I'm saving all of these clips for when you try and run for something. I'm like,
Good
keep
night.
hoping for that, bud. I'm definitely not going to do that.
Good night.
All right. Well, Jace, thanks for coming on. We
Yeah.
appreciate it, man. You might be our new guy if we need government.
Call.
Government
For
questions.
Boardman. Yeah,
yeah,
Boardman
for
questions.
Boardman and all that stuff.
I've done a lot of stuff at the state capitol, right?
Yeah.
I've actually written some revised code language.
Okay.
I've testified at Senate Ways and Hearing Committee down in Columbus.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm actually sitting on a board appointed by the governor for Next Gen 911. So the 911 center. So
Yeah.
I do a lot of things.
All right.
So it's not just
Might be
township.
our new
call.
government specialist.
Call, text, let me know.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. Don't forget, Isaac and I are loan officers and realtors. Maybe you have a butthole realtor right now. There it
you
is.
go.
Hey, there he is.
Yes.
Yeah. BJ, did you make that? That is amazing.
Where did that?
We are MLOs. We are loan officers. We are real estate agents. If you need to buy a house, if you need financing, whatever, we'll help you out. Also,
What is the guy on the right doing?
I don't know.
What is the guy on the right doing?
but also Youngstown Studio.
That's amazing.
Youngstown Studio is live down here in downtown Youngstown. If you want to start your own podcast, Joe will help you. He'll set you up. You can come in studio and talk about whatever you want to talk about. We appreciate you so much for being here. Thanks for watching. And every Tuesday, Thursday, if you haven't already, go down below before you leave and give us a like. We have 40 people watching live
that's a good
still.
one.
Go down below, give us a like. We only have 3 likes right now. We'd appreciate
Hurts
it.
our feelings. Or give us an angry face. Maybe you hate us. Maybe you're Mike Cohen and you don't like us. Give us an angry face.
Right. But thank you all so much for being here. We will see you Tuesday.
All right, bye. Thanks again, Jace. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this show on Youngstown Studio. This is original Youngstown content. Feel free to share our videos and tell your friends about us. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook.